And welcome back to our 10th session of the Chronicles of Telmora campaign. Playing for us tonight, we have Ned, played by Norvin.
What's going on here?
Exactly. Bellum Calloway, played by Connor.
Who's going on here?
Kagaz, played by Shane.
Oh, do you want better? What's going on here?
We have completed the trifecta. Amazing. Fractal, played by Pyro.
Oh no! The Branger! It's broken!
The first time that has ever been said about the Ranger class in D&D.
Now I have to send this video to my friend Jackie. Oh my god. Okay, and Sutha, played by Nito.
My name is Sutha. You can call me Jeff. Yeah.
Okay.
What the fuck?
That's
And, sure. When last we left off, last week, you had made your way to the Earthstars Grove, reunited Bellum with his mother and later father, attempted to break into the council meeting while it was in session, did break into the council meeting while it was in session, which triggered a bit of conflict in that was probably not the best idea, as there were guards that then did become a bit hostile towards Ned and towards Bellum. Bellum ran away to his secret mountain hideaway that all of you found. Some through straight tracking and clever usage of locate object spells from Sutha, and others through the use of Aster's scrying spell in his reflecting pool. You did find Bellum, who had a conversation with his god where he got clarification on the prophecy and why he is the one that can save the village if he chooses to, and was given the ability to do so. The inspiration for these lightning rod towers were given to Bellum. He brought the plans to the head of the grove, Vencarel Boldstar. She passed them and the materials needed along to the council, and promised to get them to Bellum. You all were making preparations for everything, and Kagaz made his way to the enchanter in the grove, Rose Lloyd, who, upon hearing Kagaz's challenging tone, upon his blacksmithing skills, challenged him.
Every word out of my mouth is a challenging tone.
Exactly. Challenged him to a one-on-one duel, just to test his skills to see what kind of enchantment he would be best suited for Kagaz and his equipment. So I think I'm going to go ahead and put everybody on. He took you over to a little, fighting pit, training pit in the grove. I think I'm going to go ahead and put you on that map. Let me go ahead and put Rose on that map. And let me go ahead and get that started.
Oh.
Everyone just watching this?
I like to imagine we've gathered more people from the Grove, too, to watch this throwdown. Even though they may be unlisted token-wise. I like to imagine it's not just us watching.
I'm gonna turn my stare down. Good God.
Woo! Bellum at least gets his mom to watch this.
Your mom is working.
She can take a break.
No, she can't. She is working on things.
I roll from Bellum. Okay, well, if you take a lunch break, come meet us here.
Alright. So I am going to go ahead and have you guys roll initiative for me. Just the two of you.
Oh, all of us? Oh, okay.
Just the two of you.
Jump
No one
him!
else.
Jump his ass!
Oh, it's 2GM, but it popped up on the thing, and I've now turned his
Can you
GM.
imagine?
Okay.
I guess Sutha gave me advantage on this, or not?
It shouldn't
Either
matter.
way,
You're good.
You're
Yeah.
first, so
Yeah.
you don't have
You're
to.
good.
Oh, yeah.
Alright. Go ahead.
You say you wanted to see how I be fighting, huh?
And he does. Yeah. Show me what you got.
Oh, I got you then. First move is Giant Smite.
Go ahead.
Big man. I need a size increase.
Done.
Nice.
All right. I'll apply that.
All right, here's the big shot. Whoa!
That definitely hits. 23. Nice.
All right, and I have extra attack.
Okay.
So. Oh, he said full stop. All right, flame rune.
All right.
Need a strength save of 15.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Nice. That's a save.
All right, the chains wrap around him, but
So you
he
take 6.
pulls out of them.
He pulls out.
All right, and then next hit, another. This isn't going to be great weapon. It's just going to be a regular hit.
That misses.
Oh, you're blessed.
Man.
You're blessed.
Oh, you.
Oh.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll.
19.
A 19, unfortunately, just misses.
Well, I couldn't have got anything from Bless then.
No, but I wanted to see if you could figure out his armor class with that roll, is what that was.
Let's see.
Because if
One
you
of
got a
yours
3,
got
I would have been
20.
like, oh no, it missed still. But then you wouldn't have known if it was 19 or 20. So, is that your turn?
All right. Yes, it is.
All right. It is Rose's turn. Rose kind of feels that hit a little bit. He's like, all right, you one of those. Interesting.
Big guns, that's right.
He has this massive great sword that he had unsheathed at the beginning of the last one. He grips it, and you see carvings on the sword light up as he also increases in size. All right. Rune squared.
This is the good stuff.
All right. He is going to take a slash at you with his great sword. I don't know why I closed his thing like that. Like that's gonna help.
Damn, he's got a 20 AC with no shield.
No shield.
+8.
+8.
18 does hit.
18 does hit. All right. He doesn't have great damage because he
9.
doesn't have great weapon master, and also I rolled a 1. But
Hold on. Let me check. Oh yeah, he doesn't have great weapon master, so. Does he have great weapon fighting style?
no.
Okay. He's probably got armor.
Yeah,
Anyway.
defense.
Probably.
And he's probably got a +1 chest plate on. Okay, I think I understand where his AC came from. Is that his turn, or has he got another? He should have another
He
attack.
does have an extra attack, yes. It'd be a little boring to make him an exact copy of you.
That's
But
true.
I have been planning
understand.
to have him be a rune knight from the start. So that wasn't something I decided last week. That's been in there for weeks. All right, he is going to take another attack at you. 16, I don't think hits. Ah, darn, that was better damage. Ooh, a 6 and a 3. Nice. All right.
And a great sword's 2d6?
Yeah,
Huh.
it is.
I thought it was a d12.
No.
I guess that's just the axe.
Yeah. Thank you. Shane picked
Alright.
this combat music for his battle against Sutha. So I
Yeah.
figured I'd use it again. And
It's the showdown music, baby.
he is going to invoke the Frost rune.
Ooh.
Alright, so
I don't have the
that's-
frost rune, so I don't know what that does.
I do.
I know you do. Hopefully.
Alright. That is his turn. Honestly, it's just the two of you. I'm just gonna leave it on yours. And then because we can just see.
This is a nice fight.
Alright. So, gonna hit that Great Weapon Master hit again. Unlucky.
Unlucky.
Oh well, fuck! I forgot to
Great
add plus on there.
sense.
It wouldn't have worked anyway.
Yeah, it would have.
All right. Great weapon master doesn't hit, so regular attack. Yeah, here we
That
go.
hits. Very nice. All right, 20. Because Giant Smite is kind of like sneak attack, right?
It's on. Yeah, it basically applies on the first hit that
Yeah,
you
the
land.
first one that hits, yeah.
All right. And that's going to be an action surge.
All right.
Bam, bam.
Ooh.
Nice. They both hit. All right, so 16 and 12. Oof. He's looking pretty rough. You got that big damage.
Get on your toes, Smith.
Good.
All right, his turn.
All right. Let's see how I want to play this out. All right. He is going to take a swing at you with his greatsword. No.
Does not, unfortunately.
Very much does not. He is going to take another swing at you with his greatsword. There we go.
Yeah, that gets me. That's
Yep,
17.
17, yep. And now he's going to invoke his fire rune.
Ooh.
So I need a strength save. Also DC 15.
He rolls a 2d6 for damage before the
Yes.
before I resist.
There we go.
19.
6. Yeah, also DC 15. So yes, you save, so you take 3.
I see we got the same taste a bit. Can't
Alright.
resist that chain of fire.
And he's going to use his action surge. He's
Oh,
going to take
yeah.
another swing at you. That's 1. That hits.
The Giant Smite already applied, so
Yes, it
it's
did.
just
I'm
9.
just keeping it checked. Oh, I'll just uncheck it. There we go. Then there's the second one. Misses. But action surge, it says action surge you get a bonus action as well, right? That's how that reads? You can take one
No,
additional
no,
action
it
on top
says
of your regular
sometimes.
action and a possible bonus action.
That's up to the DM.
Yeah, that is up to the DM. I honestly
There's-
don't give
There's
another
a
bonus.
Shane.
but
Some people don't like that.
You get enough action economy. Shut up, you bug.
I take. I gotta take 3 turns to rev up. Go ahead.
I
Hit
don't
him.
know where all it says for action surge is you push yourself to the normal limits of on your turn. On your turn, you can take 1 additional action.
On top of your regular action and a possible bonus action.
Where'd you get this from, Shane?
That's where I get. That's from the compendium, babe.
This is from the compendium.
Well, I don't know what to tell you because I got that from your test game. I made that in
Oh.
Character Mancer on your test game, hun.
Interesting.
Oh,
That means in a different book, it has an update to Action Surge, and it pulls from that different book by default rather than the companion or the basic player handbook.
The errata or something.
All he's gonna do is use Second Wind anyway, so.
Oh.
1d10 plus fighter. Take that off. Not that it matters because I just so that's plus. Roll a d10. Oh, that's in all caps. Oh, a 10. How nice. Okay. So he gets back 10.
He's
plus
gonna
his
raise
roll.
his fist, and his eyes turn gray as he uses the stone room.
Nice.
And that, I think that's
that
a
one?
wisdom save.
Oh, that's the charmy one.
It's wisdom
Smart.
save, it's the charm one.
All right. Nope, that's a failure.
Alright,
Very
it's
nice.
incapacitated,
Yep.
and his speed is 0.
Yep. Is that...
Just needed to finally see what this thing does.
He's gonna wipe some blood off of his face.
Let me double check real quick and make sure incapacitated doesn't do anything to AC.
It means no actions or hold on. Let me get the
I just need to
exact
check to make
wording
sure
for
it
you.
doesn't do anything to AC. I'm aware that he can't do anything.
Can't take actions or reactions, and he has 0 movement, so he
Okay.
can't
But his
move
AC
and
is
he
still the
can't
same.
act on a reaction.
I was just seeing
It
if
doesn't do
gave you
anything to
advantage
AC.
on that. Okay.
If he has an ability that's making him like move about for more AC, then he can't do that. Like, for example, dodge. If he was using dodge, then he can't dodge while he's
No, he doesn't. He's not
incapacitated.
using dodge. No, he just has armor.
While he's incapacitated, let's see. And repeat this saving throw at the end of his turns. While he's incapacitated, he's going to just drop his axe in the ground, crack his knuckles a little bit. He's going to use second wind on himself.
Good call.
Ignore the giant's mind, actually.
Yeah, 15.
Ooh, a 10 as well.
Nice.
And he's just gonna pick up his axe again, and he's gonna let it go to his turn so he can try to make the save again.
Alright.
He's still observing what it does.
Wisdom. Nope, that's failure. I don't think he has any sort of advantage on it. He has advantage on other ones, but not wisdom.
He's gonna
Yeah,
turn to the fractal and Sutha side of the crowd. Just letting him enjoy his little dream a bit. Then he's gonna spin his axe and he's gonna come in with a slash.
Come on.
Fuck.
Oh,
it doesn't give advantage.
No, unfortunately. I don't. Yeah, if incapacitated, that's really weird that incapacitated doesn't give you advantage, especially he's.
It's basically a pseudo restrained with the stone rune. So it doesn't give you an advantage like the stone rune does. Or not the stone rune, the fire runes with restrained. It gives advantage. But the stone rune is ranged and it does it on the end of their turn instead. So it's kind of a balancing factor, I guess.
I guess.
Because it pretends to do the restrained without the advantage. Speed is 0 and they can't... Well, I guess that wouldn't be restrained. It'd be like paralyze.
Yeah.
Without the crit, obviously.
Interesting.
Well, we failed that one, so going in again. That one hits.
That hits. Very nice. 14. He's looking pretty rough. Really rough.
Alright, that's the end of Kaga's turn, and he's out of the stupor, I think.
Does it break if you attack?
No, I guess it doesn't say it does.
I don't think it says that. I'm double checking, but...
Oh, he's charmed. He's technically charmed. So me hitting him would...
Unless it says it breaks it explicitly.
Charmed.
Yeah.
Well, but the charmed condition is...
Can't attack the charmer or target the charmer with a harmful ability or magic effects. Yeah, I guess it doesn't say anything about him breaking out of it, so he does have to still work out of it.
I think it usually says in...
Yeah, it does say in the the abilities that charm
Especially,
things.
is he making a save each turn?
Yes.
Yeah.
Then yeah, he just has to like roll out of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But I still never remember what book the fucking status ailments are in.
I have a link to it. Let me...
Yeah, that'd be helpful.
I will just send it into...
It doesn't say in the spell because it says in the condition is what I'm checking. Thank you, Shane. Effects. That's it. Blinded, deafened, exhaustion, charmed. Yeah. No, it doesn't say that it's... Yeah, because I know, like, in the vampire ability, it specifically says that, like, if the charmer does it, that's the only way for them to break out. Alright, so he gets
Did you know you're doing your research?
No, I do that because you did charm wrong in your last game.
Sure.
You did. You had it so that when we were attacking our friend that was charmed by an enemy, they were rolling when we were hitting them. And that's not how it works.
Interesting.
Because technically they considered us an enemy. It's a failure. But technically, whoever was charmed considered us an enemy, so we wouldn't have been able to break them out of the charm like that. Kages.
Nah, I gave him a taste. He ain't need to suffer the whole thing.
And he's gonna disable the stone rune. And
So he
then after
shakes out
he
of it.
gets, he's gonna let him shake out of it, and he's like, "You ready now? Cause here it comes!" And he's gonna come in with his 2 attacks.
Go ahead. You got him on the first. How do you want to take him out?
Hell yeah.
Right? He's gonna get the slash off on him that clearly is like about to take him down, and then he's gonna toss the axe aside, grab him by the chest plate, and just lift him up, and just hold him up in there. This is how we fought in the wastelands, and just slam his ass on the ground.
It knocks the wind out of them.
You be cooped up in this grove of yours, but you got some spirit. I see it.
And he's gonna offer his hand to pick him up.
He clasps it in that little friendship grip. He is laughing good-naturedly. That was more of a fight than I've had in years. Usually it takes Damus to lay me flat like that. Very nice.
He's gonna pound his fist on his chest plate.
We get down and dirty out there in the wars.
Very nice. So I see you hit like a brick shit house.
Yeah,
Very
real hard.
nice. Do you need a bit of extra padding, make you a bit harder to hit?
Yeah, that'll probably help out, because I do the damage, but, you know, if something like that magic pig comes after me again and tears me arm up, I'm just gonna be ripped to shreds.
Easy enough. Alright, just something to make you a little harder to hit, or do you want something with a little elemental resistance?
I think the harder the hit's gonna serve nicely. Because whether or not them elements be chewing into me, if they ain't hit me in the first place, it don't matter.
Easy enough. You like what you got here, this plate?
Ha! Forced it myself.
That's why it works so well. Alright. Give me a couple hours. I can get it enchanted for you.
Right. He's gonna shrink down, and he's just gonna start undoing all the latches and stuff and getting it off.
It's full plate. It takes a minute. It takes a few
Yeah.
minutes. But yeah. Small.
I think full plate takes
15
minutes to
10
done.
minutes.
It's
Yeah, I
it's
think
less
it's
time
10.
to doff than to don.
Yeah, heavy armor takes 5 minutes to take off, 10
Yeah,
to
I think
put
it's
on.
like I think full plate is like 10 or 15 minimum to put.
It's just
on.
heavy armor in general. Is
Yeah.
5 minutes to take off, 10 minutes to put on.
There it is. Yep.
5 minutes, he's got that big old plate, and he just hands it off to him.
Nice. All right. Come and see me before the evening's out. I'll have it ready for you.
He just gives him a nod, twirls his axe, puts it back on his shoulder.
Ah, nothing like loosening the nerves.
Wow, that was a
Agreed.
really good fight. Yeah.
He hefts it and goes back to his smithy, his forge.
Vellum will approach Kalgas after the fight. Like, that seemed like a really good match.
It's quite a sight to see another rune user.
Have you ever met anyone else? I know you talked about you fell down and saw the giant runes. Have you met anyone else?
Never seen another one. When he invoked the power of that frost, I ain't got a clue. I ain't get that far yet.
Interesting. But you see, Vellum is going to like wrap up the conversation with you, and he's going to start gathering some things from around the village and make his way over to Fractal.
I will take you back to the village map.
Yeah. Mainly at his house, he's gathering a bunch of components for things. It's the day before the big attunement. He wants to go and make.
You were walking up. It looked like. Were you gonna say something?
Oh, sorry.
Oh no, I just moved. I didn't know where the conversation was going. I just moved her.
Okay. I thought you were gonna come up and say some shit.
Oh no.
Bellum shall gather his materials and make the rudimentary like scaffolding for the item. You remember what I'm talking about, Liv?
Oh, yes, that thing.
What kind of check would it be to construct it before I go and enchant it at the place?
It's like a small thing, right?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, Tinker's tools.
Okay. That makes sense because
it's small, delicate, fiddly work.
Yeah, so I'm assuming dexterity based on that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So dexterity based tinkers.
Very
After
nice.
20.
Easy.
And I can guide myself. I just kind of regularly using my all-purpose tool to give myself guidance for these things.
Yeah. I only ask when it's attack rolls because I'm going, who blessed you, sir?
Valid. I just wanted to point it out. So I have the cantrip for 8 hours a day when I start crafting. So those who... It's mainly to my players if you want me to use guidance on something when I do it. First half of the day. But anyway. I'm assuming I make an immaculate mechanism.
Oh, it's quite a lovely little startup for it. It is exactly how you pictured it. Exactly how you wanted it to be. Now you just gotta enchant it.
And seals it and puts it in a little box, and he goes to grab Fractal. And the enchanter was it Rose was the enchanter?
Yeah.
Would it cut down the time if I had brought him along and asked him to just do me a favor and put me at the front of the line?
You know that Rose is enchanting Kagaz's plate.
Yeah, I was going to ask if he could just put a pause on that for a minute. Or for a while. Well, no, he'd probably take most of the day and he needs this for the fight. You're right, I should let him have his thing. Are there any other casters who would be able to help in the party? Or the grove?
With
like druids? Or...
Let me see.
Well, specifically, he's trying to imbibe the essence of the barrier into this cube.
Oh, the essence of the barrier into this cube. There is absolutely
to give it that warding force.
That would be Matthias.
Yeah. I'm gonna go find Matthias.
Matthias
me.
The barrier keeper. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Excellent. I'm assuming his
the
job.
The literal keeper of the barrier.
I was gonna say his job is. I'm assuming that he goes and makes sure it's working right.
Yeah.
Perfect. I'm gonna go recruit him real quick. Give him a real quick spiel that basically like when you find a polluted lake, you go and take a sample before you go and clean it. So you're like, hey, what was wrong with this? Or before you try and clean it, you would take a sample normally and see what's wrong with it. Bellum's trying to do something like that. He wants a screenshot of how the barrier is now before they reinforce it.
All right.
For a couple different reasons. And he pulls out the mechanism and has him double check his work to create a self-sustaining field in it that can be projected out.
I mean, it looks good. It's not really in my area of expertise since yours is a bit more...
But
you're creating it and I'm kind of overseeing something that's already here.
I just wanted to double check that what I was saying sounded like it made sense for what you knew.
Sure.
Cool. I just need your help, if you could, to help me get a portion of the barrier without causing a collapse. Just a little, like a trimming of a flower. I just need a little clipping to put in here, and then it should be able to charge up.
He thinks for a second. So, to take a part of the barrier is not the best idea. I could get you some energy from it. So that it's kind of sharing some of its power, but to try and take it is not the best idea.
Alright then. This is why I brought you along.
I'm glad you did. If you just tried to cut into it by yourself, it would have been disastrous.
See, I knew I was coming to the right place. And Bellum will take him and Fractal. Take him go from Matthias's and say, hey, Fractal, this is our resident keeper of the barrier. I need his help for an enchantment thing, and I would like your help as well. Are you busy?
Just to clarify, am I able to do anything in regards to enchanting? Because last I heard, I needed Tinker's tools.
That was for him, the Tinker's tools, that was for him to build the piece. It's already built.
No. I asked if I could help enchant things, and you said I needed some sort of tool check
That
I
was
didn't
for
have a
you to
proficiency
enchant
for.
something on your own without help. You can assist with the magical portion of enchanting, but for you to enchant something purely on your own, you would need proficiency with some form of tool.
Okay.
So,
Sure, I can help.
cool. I bring them to the location where I'm assuming some materials are already starting to be dropped,
Yes.
like the really easy ones. I explain if somebody's like trying to I'm imagining like a construction site now, and I'm seeing the foreman come and go, whoa, this place is cordoned off.
More or less.
Bellum will explain, yeah, no, I'm supposed to be here. I'm doing work. Don't worry, everything will be fine. I'm the one coming to work with these materials tomorrow. And then he will go and start setting up some things. So Bellum takes out a roll of this treated leather over the You said there was like a altar table at this site, right? And I'm building the plinths, or there are already plinths that I'm adding things to.
At the actual site?
Yes.
Let me double check if I can show you this yet.
Coolio. I want to know how in depth I can get with this description and keep it accurate, because I have ideas.
Let's see. So there's not really like an altar table per se. It's more of thank you, Shane. It's more of I'm trying to figure out how to describe it best. Like a kneeling altar basically is closer to what it is, with the tree in the middle. And then there's yeah, I can't show it to you yet just in case we don't get there tonight.
Alrighty, no problem. I'll have that in mind as I describe what the setup is.
Yes.
That it's like a kneeling altar and there's no plinths.
Well, not so much like an altar, but the altar is more of, it's a big circle with a tree in the middle of it. And then at what would be northwest and east, if you're standing at the south, there are stone kind of pillars. But where you have been given the inspiration to create the lightning rods, there is nothing.
Gotcha. Okay. You all will see Bellum goes, and I forget the name of it, but those oh shoot, what are they called?
I don't know.
They're Japanese. They're tags to ward off evil spirits. I can't even think.
Talismans.
Perhaps. Is it Shintoist? I don't know. But you all know what images I'm talking about. Like, you know vaguely what I'm describing, right?
Yeah.
He has what looks like those kinds of some kind of same vein of a tag on some sort of cord, and he throws them over these stones. They're slightly different on each one. He throws it onto each of them, and then goes down towards the basin where the tree is, and sets out a small area and begins to. He has some like soot and sand and gravel mixture just to form these lines of the spell ritual that he begins to trace out, referring to his blueprints. And in the middle, he has placed this cube. It's very good rune work, and Bellum entirely ignores Ned in his comments in the chat. And he finishes the setup, and he goes, okay, so this is the conduits to funnel the energy into the device. The issue is I need help to initiate the movement of energy, which is not my specialty, given I'm not fully arcanely entrenched. And thus comes you two. And he points to his two helpers. I need you all to help me get the energy in the first place, and then you should be able to follow these lines fairly easily. And the mechanism is set up to accept the next energy it feels. Yeah. Any questions? He did not say anything while he was setting up, by the way. This is the only thing you've heard for the 5-10 minutes as he was setting up.
All right.
Fractal?
Yeah.
Any questions?
Not particularly.
Okay. Cool. So I guess let's kick it off.
Okay.
DM, what do we make? What kind of check?
An
Just let me know what kind of check I need to
intelligence.
make.
An intelligence check. You're giving him advantage, Fractal.
Alright.
Is it Arcana or Intelligence?
I mean, it's proficient intelligence.
Okay, then I'll just use Arcana because it's a
Yeah.
proficient intelligence check for me.
Okay.
I will make my Arcana check. Guidance. There we go. I took a moment to make sure. Guidance is definitely within the 8 hours.
the 8 hours.
Most definitely.
Okay.
From when I made the cube, most definitely. Is there anything else I have? Did we... Oh, damn. There's something Connor meant to do before we got here. I can move it around and do it tomorrow, and it'll still have it had nothing to do with the crafting. This was just going to be a story moment.
Good, because you are
Don't worry.
in it to win it now.
Yeah, I can move it to when we set up the plinths in the next day. So here's the Arcana check, or the Proficient Intelligence check with guidance. Does a 29 work?
Yeah, it does.
So, permission to describe? Is
Yeah,
it
go ahead.
chance? Perfect. So, as Fractal and Matthias help essentially light the fuse of the item, you see it travels down this mixture that Bellum has laid out. And you see it sparks and jolts energy around. It has each of the stones lights up a different color in reaction to this energy, and it creates the miasmic look of the night sky with the fuchsias and purples and deep blues all coming from different stones in the mixture, but all thoroughly mixed and spread along these lines. It continues along, and then when it gets towards the middle, you see there's a few extra stones set on it that begin to glow bright white. And as it forms, you see coming off of these engraved stones is a symbol of a few constellations that form onto the faces, 5 out of the 6 faces of the cube. And as the energy comes out of the tags, burning them away, down the lines, it enters in. It almost looks as if he's formed a tesseract for the moment. If you stared deeply into this, there would be some impossible geometry that you couldn't quite comprehend with the space we're in. But as it finishes, you see that all the runes begin to hover in place and cement as the mechanism shift and lock in the energy, forming. Before it had the wind could blow through it. Now it is locked in and the plates have closed, so it is largely self-contained. And it goes dim for a moment. You think we might have failed and it didn't work. And it charges up. And it stays stable. And Bellum reaches forward as it's slightly hovering on the ground and picks it up. And he goes, "So, job done. I guess we can test to see if it works. Or maybe it needs some more time to charge. Does this item come charged, Liv, or do I need a roll?"
Roll.
So roll as if on the start of dawn what it would get.
Yeah, basically.
So it has 10 charges.
There you go. That's fair. That's right at 10. I like that.
So
Right
he looks at it and
half.
goes, "Okay. I think I also have to attune to this. So he's not pressing anything yet." So he just looks at it and goes, He reaches forward to push a button, and then he goes, "Oh, whoops, I forgot." As you see his finger passes through it, you have to attune yourself onto the same, star alignment stuff, so you can actually affect the inner mechanisms. It's a safety feature to make sure it doesn't accidentally. It makes it harder to tamper with, and I can tell I'm rambling again. Anyways, Thank you for your help, both of you.
Yep.
As he has just created a cube of force for those keeping track.
Nice.
Basically, depending on how many charges I spend, I can make a different kind of barrier centered around me and traveling with me. For like 5 charges, you can make a thing that blocks everything, which will also mean that my stuff cannot pass through from the other side.
Correct.
So like if I set it so that magic can't pass through, if I cast a spell, it can't pass through as well.
Yep.
Which works normally for me because I'm melee. But the scary part, and I've talked to this about Liv, about this with Liv. If you have haste and you walk through it where it blocks magical effects, you will end the whatever magical effects on you. So like for haste, you'll walk in and go into a stupor.
You'll have a choice when you walk through. You can either keep the spell, but the barrier won't let you pass through, or the barrier lets you pass through and you choose to give up the spell.
Right.
So it's the same with bless. Anything that's or even if you had aid, which is not a concentration spell, something like that, that would you would either be able to keep it and not come in, or come in and you got to take your shoes off at the door, basically.
Yeah. So that is the item he has made.
Makes it balanced.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. It's a tank's dream. I don't like the way she giggled at that. I think I'd like a refund. Let's see. And I think this should have it set up correctly for text-wise stuff. And it should be noted that the area does get slightly dimmer in magic after he does this ritual, I believe. Right? Because you told me, Liv, I should probably do this the day before. I'm assuming there's some sort of...
probably just a little bit of, just to make sure that it's, everything has had time to...
recharge.
Yeah.
And Bellum will store it on his hip as he built in a belt clip onto this cube.
You have a carabiner?
Pretty much.
Yes.
Just clips on and is like hanging just off center of the left.
Fractal's a Subaru lesbian. Pass it on. Or Bellum. Jesus.
Oh, what?
Bellum is a
Excuse you?
Subaru lesbian.
Sure,
You know
there's
those
so much to unpack
lesbians that
there.
are like mountain bikers, mountain climbers? They always drive Subarus, and they have like all the carabiners. I meant to say Bellum, but I accidentally said Fractal.
Fractal is the Subaru.
Fractal is the Subaru.
Clicks the cube. Fractal goes beep beep.
See, you weird meat bags make cars out of metal. I'm gonna make a car out of meat.
Horrible. I mean, you are a necromancer, so it would fit. But I hate it. Please don't make a meat car. And then that concludes Bellum's crafting.
Nice. All right. So, Kagaz, you do get your +1 plate back from Rose. So now you have +1 plate. Same as him. I almost gave him a good sword, and then I was like, nah. Plate armor. Which worked for long enough. It was a good fight. All right. So is there anything else anyone wanted to do in this last day of preparation before Bellum? Yes.
Kagaz is gonna put his metaphorical glasses on as he enters strategy mode.
Yeah, Sutha and him talked, and also the thing I sent you about what she asked Bellum to get.
Okay. So you absolutely can get incense and powdered diamond if it's for the ritual, especially because those are, well, incense you could get from the herbalist, which would be Bellum's mom, and she'll give you whatever you need. I think powdered diamond would be with the herbalist anyway, because she is a cleric technically, so
girl boss.
Yeah, she's a cleric, so she would have both, and she would also basically get you what you need with that. For the potion, when you mention that, her eyes light up and she goes, I've been working on something and I think I almost have it perfected. Josephine and I have been working on it, and hopefully we'll have it perfected.
How soon can you have it perfected?
The batch we're working on will be finished by tomorrow.
Okay.
Hopefully it will be perfect, but it takes a while to make, so...
I'll come by first thing in the morning, or just send for me when it's done.
Of course.
All right. If now's about the time, I need everyone who can hear my damn voice to get to the center of town.
It's...
He's
Do I
gonna
hear it
shout
all
that
the
out.
way in the other site? Or
Yeah, it's...
how loud is he yelling?
If
not
you want me to,
that-
he can giant smite for a booming
Yeah,
voice.
it's not... Ned is the only one that doesn't hear it. Ned is sleeping, as he said.
He hits a pitch halflings can't hear.
Yeah. Everybody else very much hears it. You hear birds fly away out of the treetops.
So, first step. How many kids we got living here?
Probably about 50 to 60 in total.
Okay. Now, another question. How many Gits live here that can't fight at all, including children, cripples, or really old people?
Probably...
49. And the 50th, he's, flaky on his combat abilities. The 50th was Bellum.
Probably
one,
about
but-
20. So
So,
30 that are...
excluding the party, we got 30 capable people. Alright. That's a good number. Now, out of all the buildings we got in the center, also known as the hut, the companion place, the smithy, and the inn, which one's the most sturdy?
Probably
Yeah.
the smithy. Because it, gotta withstand some shit. But the companion care place is also going to be sturdy enough. If you have any inquiries about that, I'd be happy to answer.
I'm curious, and I would like to know, what does Bellum know about the companion care?
It's a vet's
House.
office.
I am here for it.
I was like, the fuck would I call it? Companion
Why does
care.
this
It's
place
a
have
vet's
an inn?
office. This place has an inn
And
because
travelers end up-
sometimes travelers do wander through. Like I said,
Yeah.
the barrier doesn't keep everyone out that's not a part of the grove. You just can't have ill intent. So people that are lost in the forest or just passing through, that are just traveling from here to there, if they don't have ill intent, they do sometimes wander through the grove. And they need a place to stay.
And
some of
people
them
in the
decide to
village,
stay forever.
and some people in the village believe that those who are really lost are sometimes called to the village.
Interesting.
If they're not just apathetic, like if they're a good-hearted soul, quote unquote, according to the bedtime story, they might be called by said forest spirits to come and find refuge.
Well, you figure you fit 20 people in there? So we're gonna have to find somewhere to keep everyone safe that can't fight. And forgive me if I get a little bit wrong, because I'm usually on the other side of this siege thing.
You gather that they very much, they could fit some people in the smithy, but the majority of people probably are planning to stay in the inn because that is the most spacious, and the companion care is going to house the companion animals, people's pets.
That's fair
They don't
enough.
have any hunting dogs or war beasts in there, do they?
The inn's strategically best out of all of them anyway.
Well, hunting dog? No.
Like not just like the tracking ones, like a wolf dog, like something that could.
Wolf dog?
Fight.
No.
Okay.
A
I was just curious.
fox. Yes.
I'm not bringing a fox into the combat. I'm gonna be real. I was trying to think of recruiting.
You do know that one of the scouts has a fox companion.
Good for them. They
He's
can
gonna-
mourn that fox when it gets killed by a thunder rhino or whatever is going
I'm
to
gonna
appear.
fucking kill you for talking about Carnelius LaRue's Beastmaster Ranger companion like that.
Well,
How fucking dare
We
you.
will see how the fox
It's a
fares.
Beastmaster companion. It has more than that. It's a fancy fox.
We'll see.
Anyway. Alright, so when the time comes, we're gonna need all 20 of them Gits. They're getting it in, because I'm gonna base all the defenses around it. Because it's the biggest and it's got the most space around it that we can't worry about flanks from the trees and things like that.
Smart.
Well, it's gonna be divided into 2 barricaded areas. The bit we're in now, and that other bit over there.
Oh.
Granted that that's the biggest sides, we're gonna need a couple of barricades on all the entry points to limit how many Gits can be squeezing in here at once. We got people standing in the way like sentries. We're gonna need a bit in the back as well, because we can't really set up a barricade zone, so we're gonna need a couple of guards out there in case they try breaking through the wall.
Fair enough.
So, how many of you Gits know how to build a barricade?
Bellum raises his hand.
Let me look through my who would know how to build a barricade. Let's see, there's 1, 2. Uh, 3, 4. There's more than that, but there's probably about like I'll say 5 of them that know how to build a barricade just based on the basic stuff I have written out about the ones that I have stuff written for.
Fair.
Alright, so here's how it's gonna be. Bellum, Mr. Fortification, Lanky over here, is gonna oversee the team. Every one of you that knows how to build it is gonna take 2 Gits to help you build one. Bellum, I need you to make sure that you get at least 2 large barricades. The rest of them could be about man-sized.
All right. How tall are we building? Do you have any like dimensions in mind?
Granted how big that pig was, we're probably gonna need a hut of about 10 feet.
Okay. And are
Because
you wanting these
the spikes are
barriers
gonna
to
deter it
be?
from climbing over.
And did you want these barriers pointing towards a choke point, or did you want them to be full stop barriers?
They need to be spark barriers, granted that they got creatures that be charging through. Downside of the large ones is we're gonna need guards on the other side, because they got little serpentine things that can squeeze through. So we're gonna have guards on the other sides that can rip them apart when they get there. The big ones, like that pig, are gonna have trouble climbing over the barricades due to the spikes. If they try climbing through, we got people behind them to shaking.
Would copper wire exist? Not for like electricity purposes, but would there be like does wire exist?
I'm pretty sure copper wire is the literal spell component for the message cantrip.
It is. So
Then
would we have
yes.
like
Oh,
amounts
it doesn't
of that?
exist.
Doesn't exist. Yeah. Would we have large amounts of that? Because Connor/Bellum has an idea.
How
For about-
large?
Well, I'm thinking of like lacing it on the back of the barrier, so if an electric thing tries to come through, it gets conducted and hopefully blocked a little more as it's spread out over the copper wire.
The back of the barricades?
Yeah, so he was talking about little slithery things might try and slip through gaps in it, or like when cracks appear. My theory, based on a loose understanding of science, is that they would, if they try and slip past and brush up against the wire, it might conduct away some of their like electric essence and make it harder for them to get through because they're being spread out.
I mean, you don't have that much copper wire. There aren't going to be that many people that can cast message, and even then, it is a short piece of copper wire that is needed. And it doesn't get consumed, so it's just the same piece of copper wire.
Okay. I didn't know if we had like stockpiles of it. That was just a thought.
Of copper wire in a druid's grove? No.
Yeah, I didn't think so, but I wanted to double check. Bellum will begin making blueprints and schematics for optimal barrierness.
I already have a token for the barricade. Thank you, Shane. So just tell me where you would like them. Or, wait a minute. I'll play
Well,
this.
I think he still has
There.
more jobs to dole out, but
That is true.
yeah. So Bellum is waiting, and he's like gathering his groups over to him.
I
And
think you can all control that
What-
now.
All right, Suta, you told me already that you got plans for some magical protection thing, so I trust you can take care of that. Now, I need one of your Gits that ain't already doing something. Go find me the shorty one. I need his slipperiness.
are you talking about Aster?
Nope.
No, the shorty.
Oh, Ned.
He is referring
Ned's
to
in a-
Ned.
Fractal goes and looks for Ned. He was in a tree, right?
Yes.
Okay. Is he within sight, or do I have to make a check to find the rogue?
That's up to Ned.
He wasn't trying to hide. He just found a tree to sleep in and decided to sleep in it.
It's up to God. So,
Then no. If you consider looking up, if you think that Fractal would consider looking up, you don't have to make a check. If you don't think Fractal
it's
would
only the
consider-
logical turn of events. Yes, it's only the logical turn of events that a smaller creature would hide upwards
then yeah,
to get some privacy.
you don't have to make a check.
All right. How far is it away from everyone else?
Is right over here, so not too far.
Okay, that's behind
But-
some buildings. Okay.
It should.
Yes,
the
everyone.
map should
Give
be
Ned
scaled.
less of a reason to trust you.
The map should be
Yeah.
scaled too.
Yeah.
Your tokens
Fractal.
are not scaled, unfortunately, but that's okay.
Boom, boom.
I don't care about that.
Fractal kind of stops and looks up at Ned. Are you asleep? Great. And Fractal's going to attempt to climb the tree. Do I make a check, God?
Yeah, make me an acrobatics check.
I will do so. With my ace ability. Hi-ya!
Yeah,
Oh.
sure.
Yeah, I generally agree with stuff the tree. I respectfully stand on a different branch, knowing the stabby. And I kind of just, like, grab an acorn. Hey, wake up.
Huh? What?
I need to talk to you.
Okay. Talk. He sits up, kind of rubs his face. Yeah, I'm awake.
You... Fuck. He thinks for a second. He seems bothered. Do you think I could talk to you, like, just like over? I don't see anyone like absolutely nearby that they can hear us, right?
No. You
Okay.
feel fairly confident that everybody is in the center of the town getting yelled at by Kagaz.
I really hope there's not that asshole ranger around to hear this. So, as a sign of faith, can we get on the ground? I don't like this tree.
Fractal, go ahead and just make me a perception check from when you were in the town square.
Hops down, and since Ned's actually going to look around for people too, because he knows this guy's trying to be secretive.
You have no clue if you saw them
Yep.
in the town square or not. Everyone here counts as humanoid, other than like you see a
Other than
red-haired-
Fractal, yeah.
You see a red-haired furbolg with a fox.
I
And you
mean, just as
see
far as, like,
another furbolg with a
the
skunk.
The technical fuck. Okay.
Yeah, everyone that is sentient and not a literal animal is humanoid.
How many animals are in here?
Well, you see a skunk who is
It's an
hanging
alchemist
out.
skunk?
The skunk is hanging out on somebody's shoulders, and the fox is being
Good choice.
scritched behind the ears as it sits next to someone's legs.
Fuck!
And then there's like a couple
Damn it.
other pets.
Oh, okay.
You good, man?
Trying to set off the trigger for Glyph of Warding.
Oh,
Well, do we know what creature types the?
That's what
force
I
field-
was asking her. Like, what's the
I mean, a
term
fox
for
would
him?
be a beast.
Alright.
I know, but I can't just say beast because you said there's other creatures and stuff in here.
Well, it shouldn't matter too much because we're gonna have all the beasts that we're trying to keep out of the fight inside that little bit.
So, Ned. Fractal's going to look at you and he's doing it very fidgety. Just takes out his enduring spellbook and his normal spellbook because he knows you're very inquisitive like that. And he puts them on the ground.
Alright.
And he backs away from him. You take it that we do not trust each other. That is an
You're
obvious
hiding
thing.
things.
I am hiding things, and I am here to clear that up, as I have come to value people in this party, and our continued derision is a problem that I want to solve in a amiable way.
Really?
Alright. And he's gonna just, like, sit down, flip off the nearby trees, just to make sure in case that this pops out. I am not a divination wizard.
Yeah, I figured that much out already.
Yeah. And there's and I imagine you can realize there's only one school that can be derided enough to warrant hiding that.
Yeah. What kind are you? Spreading pestilence and plague so you have more shit to raise, or are you just like a necromancer?
I am a necromancer in magic terms. Only I do not deal with plague that doesn't have any allure to me. I just raise things. Or actually, I haven't even got a chance to do that yet. Well,
Do you go out of your way to do that? Or is it just something that you see a corpse laying around, you use it?
that is a mortal conjure I haven't had to deal with yet. I've only had dead goblins that have been dead for days.
Okay. I'll put it more simply for you. Do you plan on killing people for the sole purpose of raising them?
No. This is a
Cool.
pure convenience. I am literally semi-programmed. Not programmed. I have a well of information on it that made it the easiest viable option to get as much power as possible so that I am not decommissioned.
Ned's gonna hold up his hand and just stop.
Alright?
You're overthinking this.
I am built to overthink. What do you want to know?
You don't plan on killing people for the
No.
sole purpose of raising them. You're not going to go around spreading plagues and pestilence. You're not going to be an overall dick. More than just your personality. I really don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I promise not to do it to innocent people.
Fine. I'm good with that.
Alright, as long as that's cleared up. He's going to reach forward and grab his books. Still looking at you, looking at your knives. And he's
Just
gonna
looks at you.
He's going to put them back in his bag.
Modicum of trust, my friend. Modicum of trust.
To be fair, I am sitting on the most holy continent ever. I just met you like a month ago, I think.
I used to be a smuggler.
There's a modicum of a difference between anyway.
Yeah. Just don't kill people for no fucking reason.
Of course. Of course.
I find you creepy. I find necromancy creepy. I prefer not to see it. But I'm not gonna kill you just because you're a necromancer. I'll kill you if you do shitty things. I'll kill you if you kill someone for the sole purpose of bringing them back to the undeath.
What if they're evil people? Like killing puppies, like that.
Well, then you're just gonna have to stand in line. Why is everybody in the center of town?
Oh, right. Kaga sent me to look for you. Well, he was
Why?
calling for you. Apparently they're doing some procedures, something about bunkers and shit.
Okay, let's just go talk to Cogass.
Yep. Oh, by the way, everyone else already knows.
Cool. I'm the last one to know. Awesome.
I'll go dressed. Well, walks up.
Right. As you're returning and Kagas has sent out those groups to start building barricades.
Can't wait for the ranger to be there listening to me out myself.
Oh,
Yeah, the Rangers on
finally.
team.
You got Lanky, eh? Or not Lanky. Sneaky.
Lanky.
My bad. I already sent Lanky to do stuff. Sneaky, I need you to do me something.
Yeah.
I need you to go perch around on these big trees and a couple of these buildings and find me the best vantage points we got here.
Looking where?
Overlooking open areas, such as the one we're standing in, and that one, for starters. And then see if we could get any lookouts on, let's say, popular ways of entry. Large areas that things can walk through without dealing with trees.
Alright. Ned's gonna look around for the tallest tree.
I mean, there. Fuck it. It's this one.
Which one?
The one at the bottom.
Oh, really?
Sure.
Okay. Hey,
I hadn't really written out things.
I don't
about
feel like
which
climbing
tree
that
is
much. Come
tallest.
over here and throw me up this tree.
Oh,
Yeet.
throw me! Make
He's
an
gonna follow.
athletics check. Make a strength check.
He's gonna giant smite for this.
Good call.
Up you go!
Gnome.
Easy enough. Yeet.
I had a couple jokes when I first showed the boys this. They called me the first example of a living catapult. Of course, it wasn't a halfling that I drew, it was a gobbo. And it wasn't really towards any sort of safe area either.
Yeah. So Ned, you are launched.
Madness.
You are. It is the epitome of the "this bitch empty yeet" vine. You are
Yep.
launched up to the fairly high up and probably a good 3/4 of the way up the tree.
And then I'll scramble the rest of the way up.
Easy enough.
I will find a decent branch for myself to sit on. I will tie myself to the branch using my rope.
Probably a good
Get
call.
comfortable. Get out my hooded lantern. And just sit up there and wait to have to throw out a signal or something.
All right.
Get comfy.
I'm gonna do that all night.
Yep.
All right. Fair enough.
Well, I wasn't really fixing to tell you to do that all night. I was more of asking you to search around, find a couple of vantage points, and then point them out so that we could get sentries up when the time comes.
I like to imagine that you are shouting this from
Yes,
the
he
bottom of
is.
the tree up at him.
Ned's just going to shout down and go, "The roof of every building."
Correct.
Already knew that. Already got plans for the roofs. They're gonna have archers dealing with any possible flying kits.
What are we preparing for? Because I'm completely lost.
We're preparing for when these spirit things to come into charge here to kill everybody.
And you
By the way-
expect spirit things to have. This is all being shouted back and forth. And you expect spirit things to have tactics.
No, but
They're
that's
just
why
gonna
we're gonna
run
beat
in at
them.
us.
Cause we got the tactics, damn it!
No plan survives encounters with the enemy.
I
There
read
it
that in the
is.
book.
There it is.
Yeah, I get it. Everybody's got a plan till they get rocked in the face. I get it. I use that quite a bit myself. But if we're just gonna have all these Gits unorganized scrambling about, then they're gonna get picked off one by one.
Square up in the towns. Fuck this. He scrambles down. Motherfucker. Just have him square up in the village center. Strongest fighters on the outside, weakest on the inside. Non-combatants get tucked in probably the fucking blacksmith's place. It's gonna have the
Bellum
heaviest stones.
Already tucking them
building a
all
barrier
in
nearby.
to the inn because the blacksmith ain't big enough.
Then why
We
are we gonna
also-
spread out?
We also have to cover a remote location where we'll be reinforcing the barrier.
Oh,
So we
It's
can't
at
just
this
focus all
point
around the
that,
main of town.
It's at this point that Ven Carell speaks up. I was under the impression, Bellum, that you and your compatriots would be handling the reinforcements.
Yes, we can do that. We're working on the prep work today, and then we'll be doing the reinforcements as the, things are going. These are mainly, and he's not, yelling at her. He's talking to her one-on-one so as to not scare
Yeah.
people.
Okay,
These are
so
mainly just
we're
big
gonna hang
precautions
out
in case.
around where this ritual's taking place.
Yes, these are mainly precautions in case
Okay.
the barrier opens.
Shove
Town will be
everyone
ready.
in the inn. Have the strongest fighters outside and right at the door. Ta-da!
That's a terrible plan. I would go with Cogas's strategy.
look, Lanky,
Remember what
I
happened
get
to the
it.
guards who came, those bandits who came at us all in one giant clump? Remember what happened to them?
That is true. I was taking into consideration
They're
possible.
spirit animals. They don't have tactics. They're gonna run in and attack.
You don't know that. You don't know how smart my spirit animals are.
All right, you can forget that he just insulted your spirit animals or whatever, Lanky. But you gotta keep in consideration that if we just shove everybody in one area and they do happen to have something that's got some sort of breath, like a dragon, and he just incinerates everybody at the same time, we're kind of in deep shit.
You
So
yell
I'm
this to the
trying to
village
get
of
a
scared
based
people.
area.
Are you yelling this in front of the village of very
Okay,
scared people?
I do have another question. Why not just evacuate the village to somewhere safe?
Because we'd have to pass through the
Yeah, like
forest
your little
wall.
cave.
There is not enough room for the people in there. It is like you could fit 3-4
I
people.
see no point in separating the villagers. You're
not
making
really-
multiple places to defend.
I'm not separating the villages. I'm having two based areas where we're defending, based around the inn, so that we can keep them from breaching the walls and killing non-combatants. Because I took that maybe Lecky wants to keep all the villages, like the kids, from dying,
Yes,
so
very
we
much,
put them
please.
in there. Yeah, I got it. I needed you to look around on trees based around the center that we could have for vantage points to see if enemies are coming from the north or these are the entrances right here or the south. We're gonna
They're
have
probably going to come from all the way around. Why don't we just barricade up through here? Barricade. Barricade. Barricade.
That would require
We're
cutting down
doing that.
trees. And
I got people building barricades for that sole reason. But we also got to protect the backside because these walls ain't necessarily gonna stop one of them big old pigs
Well,
from plowing through
technically,
it.
neither are the barricades.
The barricades are gonna at least get in their way.
And slow
As
them
we're
down.
As
standing
is
in
the
them.
building.
I would like my hometown not to be reduced to dust by the end of this. if
It's
all
not
could
going to be
done.
reduced to dust. Trust me, if they could break through a house, your people are fucked anyways.
The barricades are at least spiked so they get shanked when they try it. But if we could get sentries up to say that enemies are coming from the south with like a whistle, or sentries up say that they're coming from the northeast or the south or the
I do have
northwest.
the strange feeling that these people know how to defend themselves. looks at Bellum.
They've had a barrier
Hopefully.
doing
No,
it for them the
not
whole
really.
time.
They're very sheltered.
There's a god bubble protecting us. We really just deal with like
They've had
You
one
know
of the
that there are
spooks
scouts
basically
and
getting rid of
defenders of the
everything.
grove.
yes, but this grove has never been besieged. Siege warfare is very different than going out to fight something, or defending somebody trying to get in. This is like an invasion, which is very different from they've ever dealt with.
I was gonna set up archers on tops of buildings so that they can support our troops wherever they're at. And we're gonna have sentries that'll be solely focused on spreading information on if more reinforcements are coming in. Because if that barrier falls, these things can come from literally any direction, so we kinda need to get some sort of indicator.
He's just going to point out the tallest trees. There, and there. Tallest trees. I mean, it's not that difficult. I mean, they've got rangers. They got druids. They could use animals to do half of this. They don't really need us.
I wasn't saying we are gonna do it. I said just to find them so I could point them out to them. We got something already. We gotta be with fucking Lanky when he's doing his ritual mess.
Tallest trees. Simple as that. He looks over the town. Is there like a tall hill or a crest overlook, or is it just a flat ground with trees up everywhere?
I mean, it there's like dips and valleys a little bit, but not anything significant other than this area over here, which is the ritual site.
Where is the ritual site?
Over in the top left.
Okay. Yeah, it's
And then there's the rock that kind of covers the entrance to Aster's reflecting pool. But apart from busting through trees, the only way there is through Aster's house.
yeah. Then that's just gonna point out the tallest trees, and it's like kind of give Kagaz the look of like, thought you were good at this.
Damn.
Good at tearing down the defenses, not necessarily building them. I'm just remembering stuff that got in my way when I was doing it. And sentries are really annoying, because when they give out where I'm coming from.
Toss people in the tallest trees.
Sometimes them tallest trees ain't give good vantage points because of how they're built.
Well, technically, we're in a forest. There is no good vantage points.
Fair.
Well, I'm trying to
You're
scrap
really going to
out with
have
what
to
we
rely
got.
on these people to defend themselves if we're stuck defending Bellum. We can help them, but other than focusing defense in one central area and not spreading the fuck out, there's not much they can do.
He'll just shrug.
Bellum, how many of your people can fight?
30.
Like 30.
And looking at the town center there, how many people could roughly fit in there?
It's to scale.
And that each block is a 20-foot. A lot.
Yeah, it's less
So-
of your token space and more of...
So 4 people can fit in each spot.
Basically.
So everyone in the village can fit in that town center.
It would just leave all our other sacred sites undefended.
Do they want to be alive, or do they want their sacred sites to be
I
defended?
was about to say that.
Depends on the person.
They're gonna have to choose between life and tradition.
Yeah,
Let's
Sometimes
be
you just gotta
honest.
be
A sacred
strong.
site can be rebuilt, can be repaired.
Mhm.
A dead person is fertilizer.
Are we sure about that, Fractal? You can
Fractal
tell me?
And,
juice.
and usable
I
by
mean,
one specific person in our party.
I was waiting for him to
Yeah.
go, let's not say they're useless.
But, I'm sorry, but if those people who are dumb enough to think a site that can be repaired is more important than their own life, then
It's very much. Karias is giving good advice on how to position them because these
oh,
people...
I fully agree, but there's not a lot we can do.
This day is
I
us
mean, the
making
barricade
preparations.
thing is kind of, Any of you guys know Mold Earth or Stone Shape or whatever the hell that spell is?
There are high-ranking druids who will likely be helping us with that, and I'm assuming they're just in the barricade team.
I was gonna
Just
have the mold earth people
dig a
make
giant
ditches.
ass ditch, a moat around your town center.
There are flyers. This is
That's right. But for
And the
them
fly-
big ones like the pig, we need moats about 4 feet out from the edge of the barricade so that if the pigs go trying to break the barricades, they can't get a running start and charge into the shit.
Yeah,
So
put
that they
spikes at
have
the
to
bottom.
walk up to it,
Dagger pits.
get through the barricades, or get through the ditches. They get spikes on the bottom. That'd be nice. That's a good call. So as they're trying to climb over it, because it's harder to tear through if you're just outright hitting it. So they'll try to climb it, or they'll try to get in through places that ain't got barricades, which we shouldn't for the bigger Gits. But for the small ones, we need our own access through the barricades so we can get little slip-in zones. And we're going to have guards on the other side so that if any of the smaller ones come in, they get torn to shreds. And also,
Do you know
it's
what
like
a phalanx is?
phalanx. Probably in usage and not name. And
Interlocked
I use
shields
something
with
like that.
spear bearers behind the shield bearers.
we definitely don't have that much arms at the ready, I would imagine.
Yeah, I imagine they got lots of spellcasters. We could get something like that, maybe in groups of 2 or 3.
Well, instead of making moats around here, let's do something real quick. This is spot 1, spot 2, spot 3. In these little walkways, 1, 2, and 3, here, this is 4. Instead of building barricades, have those with move earth, mold stone, whatever. Raise walls up to the height of the buildings. Or you leave with barricades with exception of one little section, because they use tactics apparently, open. That'll funnel them into the opening. Have 6 or 7 very stout men, or women, whichever, at that area, shields bared, people behind them with long spears. As things get in, their only job is to keep them in spot and blocked, while the people with the spears stab over them. You have archers on the roofs to turn anything that comes near them into pincushions. Also on the outside here, you want to put large moats. Have the walls be extra tall. That way they're funneled in here.
That's what
these
I
are all
was
things we're
saying.
setting up.
That way you maximize the amount of physical force you can put forward while minimizing the amount of force they can put forward.
Yeah, I would like to put forward also that I love that you keep going, assuming they're having tactics. It's not that they have tactics; it's that we are making tactics to deal with them.
These aren't tactics; these are common sense.
If you recall, they're not beasts; they're elementals.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as for the flyers, that's what the archers are for.
The archers can take care of the flyers and provide support for the ground troops.
And spellcasters. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's druids in here somewhere, right?
We are a grove.
What?
Yeah. Druids with shapeshift abilities?
All druids have wild shape abilities.
Yeah. No, this is Ned talking, not me.
Oh.
I'm
this condescending. I promise.
Questionable.
This is all Ned. This isn't Denny or Norvin. Screw you, Pyro. So they just shapeshift into things that have longer reach, have the ability to attack at range. Have you guys never had to defend yourselves?
Never.
No, that's the problem. Shorty, that's what I've been trying to get across here the whole time. They've had a god spook bubble keeping out all the things they got to worry about, and now they're getting their home breached. That's what I'm here for.
Did you just grab and shake Ned as you said this? Because that's what I'm seeing.
And Ned's just sitting there getting ragdolled. He's like, son of a bitch. You guys need to take the bubble down once a year, just so you know how to deal with this shit.
It shouldn't have the bubble at all, but here we are. From the sounds of it, they ain't gonna have the bubble much longer. So that's what we're prepping for.
Bellum decides not to tell them that the ritual they're going to
What?
have him perform makes
You
the
did?
bubble last longer.
You did give me an idea. With them druids, instead of making a back wall defense for the inn to keep them citizens protected, we can have them make stone walls that'll get in their way and make it much more unappealing to try to breach.
Oh, yeah, you guys are druids. I mean, just fucking stonewall, 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 fortify, 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 fortify.
The spike barricades are mostly for them pigs, because I know they're going to be trying to charge through, and I want them to get impaled when they do.
See, you two have
Snake
fun with
ones
this.
we can just rip apart when they get here.
I'm more suited to taking down fortifications. I'm going to go look at something over
I'm
here.
more specialized around slipping around fortifications.
I build fortifications.
Yeah, so
And I'll break them down.
you guys
We're all on
have
the
the
wrong side of
ability.
this. We gotta make do.
You guys all have the ability. Well, not all of you, but quite a few of you have the ability to literally shape the ground to where you want it.
Okay.
Right?
But we gotta keep in mind that we gotta see through the barricades so we know where all the shit is.
Yeah, that's
No,
what
we
my team's
don't.
building currently while you all are bickering.
Hey, Coggins, I have a question. I have a question for you, Coggins.
They could literally make an earth dome and just stay in there until we're done.
So
And if they start ripping through the dome from all sides,
So,
You're not gonna be
Coggins-
able to. It's just pure solid dirt.
damn it, Orc.
I'm not an orc. Fuck you, robot.
Fuck you. Coggins, when you were
what is it, Claggy?
God, shut up! When you were laying in...
What was that,
into I will turn your grandmother into a corpse, Bellum. Fuck, what was it? Coggins, when you were laying into the lightning bore, did that thing, was it made of lightning, or was there some sort of simulacrum of insides in there?
And I know God was there.
Say that again.
Was it like a being of pure lightning that I was just tearing through and dissipating the lightning, or was there basically
Some amalgam of flesh?
Yeah, some sort of flesh I was carving through
When?
for the pig.
Oh no, there was flesh.
Okay, this helps. Alright. Alright.
For the pig, there was flesh.
Alright,
So,
that's good to
DM,
know.
can I get like an actual token thing that I could drag out because I can't
Alright,
copy
good
that?
idea. I don't
For
have
what?
good ideas. That's going to evaporate as soon as you...
What do you need the
Uh,
token for what?
Bellum, I have a question.
Get fucked.
You're druids.
Yeah.
Stone shape. It's a thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of a dome made of stone with small little holes in it for airflow?
Like an upside down colander.
Yes.
No, I've never heard of that.
Fuck you. Why not just make one of those for your town? For this.
Well,
and then all your people can stay in there while we do what we do.
Do
And
you want
then
the short answer or the long answer?
I want Fractal's answer, damn it! What the fuck was he saying?
He's gone. He's silent spell. No.
Okay.
Fractal, what are your thoughts?
Or else I'm going to break my promise to Ned right the fuck now.
I
All
think
right.
Ned would find it justified.
Alright, looking through my memory banks. Looking through my memory banks on things we can do that are kosher has slashed all of my available info by like 90%. However, I do have awareness that there are certain phages that can be used on living matter that are fully natural. He points at Ned, fully natural. Don't at me. What I'm saying is, with the same druid stone shape, make pits and put like spikes at the bottom. And then I don't know how to phrase this, Bellum. I'm going to need to know where you keep your shit.
What kind of shit?
Literally.
Pardon?
You notice
Or
that.
is your waste disposal's place?
I mean,
Or human or excrement?
well,
Well,
we have
yeah,
basically
Furbolg's
built-in outhouses that there's large trays that you basically wheel it out into the forest. We just have a location to bury it.
Well, I need to know where that pile is and people willing to go and get it and dump it in a hole. Several
Well,
holes.
usually we use it as fertilizer use it as your rotating fields.
Well, today you're going to use it. I do not believe for a second that within the last week all shitting has ceased. There is a fresh pile somewhere.
Yeah, in people's toilets. Did you want to go around and gather it?
Not me. No. Mm-mm.
Well, you've got the bag of holding. You can hold all of it.
Question,
if you want.
Fractal.
What?
Are you trying to give them septic shock?
If the pigs bleed, then I want to see if they can take poison damage.
That takes days to affect them.
Look at you, little shit.
I'll let you know that's not something that would be an immediate effect.
I hate you.
I'm sorry,
Dude,
it's just
that's
poop.
literal. That would take anywhere from 12 to 36 hours to begin
Well,
to affect
excuse
them
you, I'm
negatively.
not allowed to pray to Nurdle for good plagues.
Not in my game, you're not.
Hang on. I
Morality.
thought somebody didn't deal in plagues. It didn't serve
I'm
any
not allowed
purpose.
to anymore.
Get fucked.
Look,
But
really
Ned
tried,
is
but-
going to
but
really push the, stone dome idea.
Again, short answer, long answer. Which would you prefer?
It's going to end up being the long one, so let's just go long.
Well,
Your
he gives a
fucking
20-minute
backstory.
lecture on the physics of the dome and the defensibility, and that it's while it's structurally sound, that once they get through it, it will begin to collapse as the arch is broken
How would they get through it?
by charging into it.
Make it a foot thick.
These are thunder rhinos, Norman. They will
They're
blast
not
stone.
rhinos, they were boar.
They're boar.
Same
Boar
difference.
are
Like
big.
rhinos.
Boar are fucking big. But they are not going to break through a foot of stone.
They are thunder boars that ate and degraded metal. They can
Metal!
break stone.
Not stone.
Stone is less durable, but anyway.
Okay, but Connor,
They're-
do you
they
remember that
obviously
they literally
specifically
had
have an
something
ability that allows them to eat metal.
metal.
I'm just telling you.
It was specifically metal, Connor. I will say that above
Yes, I know.
board. It was specifically
All
metal.
I'm saying, Bellum's 20-minute talk just says that a dome is good if nobody's touching it. Where'd he go?
Vex.
Oh, it's good at first, but when it's being besieged, it would fail, and
No,
they
it
would have.
wouldn't. Walls for castles are literally made of stone.
Okay, Norman, why didn't they build a giant dome over every castle then?
Because they didn't have magic to magically move the stones.
Even now, we wouldn't put domes over things because they would fall. I just
No,
want
they
you to
wouldn't.
trust me.
Dude, it's a temporary thing. It needs to hold out for a few hours.
I don't want to go into this anymore. Please just trust me that if you have a dome and it's attacked,
See, I
it will
think
crumble.
I think beetles would make fantastic mounts.
Connor?
If a dome is breached, everything around it until it reaches like a pillar that's holding it up will crumble.
Let's assume this is a structure, a slice of your dome. If they break through one area and separate it from there, that entire arch will now crumble as it shifts down with the weight. That's what I mean.
That's why you make proper
All right.
supports.
So
And
let me interject as the DM for a moment. Because we're all now getting very frustrated with each other. So I will interject and I will say something above board because you have faced these creatures, the storm boar, before. That rhymed, sorry.
Did it?
You noticed that they weren't just kind of charging randomly. Like, the boar wasn't just randomly bumping into trees and rocks and shit. It was very purposefully going after creatures.
They're hunters.
So if they're in a dome, it might not even see it as a threat. It might, honest to God, look at it and go, that's a big fucking rock. Just for reality, I'm opening its sheet right now. It has an intelligence of 3.
Hey,
Okay, valid.
to be honest, yeah,
They're dumb. But if something ends up being the leader of this fucking elemental insurrection,
Or they smell metal on the
or
inside.
they
of all the
smell
armed
metal
people.
on the inside, yeah, on the people, it's gonna fucking plow through that thing and come after them. Or if it's ordered. Guys knows that, sure, if a whole bunch of rampaging beasts were to charge through, we could have some nonsensical thing like that stop them. But Kagaz is taking into consideration that a whole god's amalgamation of a fucking mega shield is being taken down for this event. So if there is some sort of leader or super weapon thing involved, they're gonna be fucked if they're inside of a giant bubble and then they notice they're in there and they collapse the whole thing on them.
We could just do walls instead of a dome.
That's the plan. No.
Look, everywhere I put gray, Kagaz wants them to stone shape and put walls on the side of the building so they can't just rip through the buildings. And then the barricades are going to be funnels for them to defend.
That's what I made with the purple line as I was lining up the trench. Oops.
Oh. Well. Yes, Kagaz was still trying to tell people that we need to reinforce the buildings so that the wood of the buildings won't be breached, because the barricades in the buildings have the same taste in can I plow through this thing. All the barricades with red dots have a little bit of a slip point for people-sized things to go through, not like the pigs, because the pigs are going to be the major problem, aside from all the little slippery fucks going through. So the red ones will also allow, if we need exits from our main defense zone, which is this, which is going to have the trenches that Norvin said, because there's a good idea, and I was already planning on saying that. The trenches will help us keep them from just charging through, because if they just charge, then they're going to slip their foot in the trench and break their legs.
Yeah.
So they will have to approach it slowly and climb, which the spikes will deter them from that, because they will become impaled. And we will also have spearmen stabbing them through it, if there's no inner threats like the snake ones slipping through the barricades. And we're going to have archers, obviously pelting everything in sight, focusing on flyers. And we're going to have guards protecting the flyers, or protecting the archers if flyers do descend on them. We're going to have like one or two capable melee fighters with the archers. Everyone else is going to be in the center of town, keeping things from just slipping through and focusing down the fucking pigs. That was my whole plan.
I was a bit unsure what.
And we're going to have all the non-combatants inside the inn, because one, it's the largest, and two, if for some reason the center does fall, the space of the inn will allow people to still fight if things get through.
All of which I trusted he knew already, because he spent his week planning this, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's why I wasn't going to make this into a thing. Is there anything else we need to do after we set up those defenses?
No.
Well, Norman did give me a good idea with the stone shape to reinforce the buildings, because he was just going to forsake all these ones and just we were going to have to deal with anything that tried to rip through the buildings. But stone shape is a very good idea to make stone walls for those. We can't just put walls up in general, because then we can't see. And if we can't see, then we don't know where the hell they are.
Why don't we just push the city somewhere else?
I wish. But instead, we're going to have to fight.
Are you having these conversations in character, or?
I've left the scene. I have nothing to add.
The paladin that you dealt with yesterday, who introduced herself as Damus, comes up and goes, "Okay, all right.
Everyone, shut up.
I think we understand what's going on. I think we can take it from here. We're all pretty well coordinated at this point, and we know how we work together from years of living and working with each other. Why don't you go and figure out what you're going to do at that ritual site that you're in charge of?"
Well, this ought to be good.
I guess finger of death on myself.
And we'll figure it out from here. It's a great start. We'll take care of it from here. You can take the weight off your shoulders.
Bellum's in the middle of making a dome structure for a like a display to display. Oh,
Bellum, not now. Go focus on your ritual site and whatever it is you got to do there. You don't need to worry about this. We have it well in hand.
he might bring up the dome over there anyway. I'm gonna keep working.
I like
Bellum?
to think that.
Bellum,
Yeah.
go worry about whatever it is you're going to have to do to save the fucking grove because I don't ever want to have this conversation ever again.
There's people like having the most stressed moments of their life.
Yes, and
Right
the
now,
DM is one of them.
I like to think that there's a special button in Fractal's wrist that if he goes, use this to overload the finger, and then just nuke. I'm tired of living. Be gone.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
Fractal, Bellum,
What?
Yeah.
What?
Kagaz, Ned, Sutha, go work on your shit. We got it from here, okay?
Because I have nothing to work on.
Then let the cleric sleep. Go make your plans for whatever you're going to do with that ritual site. We've got the town taken care of.
Cool. I finish up the barricade I'm on, tell my people to keep working, and then I move to the ritual site.
What do you mean, do nothing? All I've been able to do is be a fucking strap-on for fucking
what spells
enchanting.
do you have prepared, Fractal? Or what will you have prepared tomorrow?
I can have
nearly the best
all
thing
of my...
you can do.
I have the one that I'm not supposed to use. I should probably I unprepared that one.
The what?
I've got all... Hits the DM with a golden deer skull. Anyway. Let's see here. I've got...
your spells?
You don't necessarily have to read them off to me, Pyre. That's something you can be doing is help coordinate that, and if you have any combos you want to set up with me or Sutha, start saying them out loud or out of character so we can prepare.
I have all the important ones down. The rest are utility. I literally have all of my combat spells prepared.
I think I've cleared enough to be able to take you to the ritual site map.
I wish for oblivion.
Ooh.
Anyway, I put the summary of all the defenses in the chat.
Thank you.
Where did these symbols come from, and what
I look
do they
forward
mean?
to ignoring them.
You can certainly make a check to find out, but I know what they mean.
I would like to do so right now, if I may. Not to be sorry.
I mean,
that
you're
was
gonna
a bit.
have to. It's one at a time.
It occurs.
We'll start with the far left one, the 9 o'clock.
It occurs to me I have enough cable on my headphones to lay in my bed listening to this.
Yeah, it's an Arcana check.
There we go.
Okay, guidance and
There we go.
yeah, we'll just. I won't ask for help. 16.
It's something to do with electricity.
Mm.
You get the feeling of conductivity and...
Can I make a check?
No.
Okay.
This is specifically in relation to the vision he received.
Okay.
You actually, if you go up, you don't sense anything at that location.
Alright, I'll be over here jerking off then. Fuck. Help.
Fractal can do that? Interesting.
Apparently.
Take notes.
With a power line, yeah.
Yeah, so it's something with...
Gonna sit and spin.
Yeah, you get the sense of sort of conductivity, electricity fields, but you don't get a specific, I know exactly what this one is going to do. But you gather looking at that each of the lightning rods have a specific purpose.
Gotcha. I will travel to the next one then.
Same check.
15. Say it.
You get a sense of motion, so electricity, motion, travel, ignition.
Are you gonna write these down?
I am.
Okay.
Let me switch that to a color we can see. So this other one was like motion and ignition.
This one is motion and ignition. Motion, travel, ignition. This one is conductivity and fields. They're all, well, not all of them.
Why will it not let me copy paste this? Please, Roll20. Can you stop being a bitch website for 2 minutes?
No.
Alright, and the other one was motion ignition. Next one. Oh, now they appear.
No, I did it.
Oh. I didn't want your help.
Fuck
No,
off
I do
then.
actually. Now the orange one.
Okay, that one. Same check.
13. God damn! I keep rolling 4s on the check.
Weather? Sky? That's all you get.
Weather. Atmos.
No, sky.
Oh, specifically sky? Okay.
Specifically sky.
Next one. Vellum is also making a sketch of these in his book as he's traveling around. Sweet Christ.
You got no fucking clue, man.
What is happening? Are these made of leather? Jesus.
Yeah, you have no clue with that one. That one looks weird.
Wow. Weird. And penultimate one. Oh my fuck.
No clue.
What?
No clue. Your eyes are starting to blur. You like rub your eyes really hard. Okay.
Hey, fuck. One.
This one, you get an exact meaning because you finally reached the DC of 20 to get an exact
Jesus.
meaning. Well, you get vague meanings at a lower when
Yeah,
you roll
but
lower.
I was rolling 4, 4, 4, 1, 1.
Yeah, but this is, you get an exact meaning. This one means generate electricity.
All right. And are they a specific written language like giant, or are they a magical rune?
Magical rune.
Language? Okay. I have marked it out, and Bellum will share with you all what he knows about them. Can you delete the other electricity one up top? Or was that also?
That's part of it.
Okay. I'm gonna put it in the thing because I don't like it being off. Okay. He will share what he knows and that he couldn't identify fuck all for these two on the right.
Correct.
If I show them to Fractal on the ones I couldn't get anything on, could he make a check since I made a drawing of them?
Nah, sure, it come out now.
Unfortunately, this is something that is specific to you. So
Get
it's
it,
not just
chosen
that
one.
it's the knowledge of it is coming from your vision. It's how much of the vision you're able to interpret now seeing these sights.
Oh god, I just woke up.
Oh.
Oh, hi, Sutha. I didn't realize they carried you over here.
No. Oh well.
We're at the ritual site
Yeah.
planning out on how we're going to defend ourselves when shit goes down.
What are you trying to gather at the moment?
Well, there's these sort of... Are they physically there, or are they like ethereal projections of the runes?
You can kind of see them almost ethereally projected, but they're on the ground. They're not like hovering.
Gotcha. He will say that there's runes around that he's tapping into for this ritual site. And there's these are the ones he's supposed to draw in, right?
These are the ones that you are supposed to build the lightning rods on top of.
Gotcha.
Do you need assistance trying to uncover what you need?
I'm afraid it's. I'm trying to connect the dots from a vision I had with my god. Unless you
She'll tap him on the shoulder and give enhanced ability. What is it? Fox's cunning gives advantage on intelligence checks.
I will
they
give
have
you one. I
divine.
will give you one more check each on the two that you failed, but that's it.
Perfect. So first one. Is it an
Which
advantage
one?
still, or just the first one? The like same order I went in. So the white one.
Any check you make that's intelligence for the next hour is an advantage.
Okay.
Right. I didn't
That
know.
one
Okay.
literally just means lightning, electricity.
Bastard. Not you, God.
Just the fact that you couldn't get it. I'm aware.
And
Lightning,
then
electricity.
the next one.
No, it's lightning, electricity.
Okay. I went ahead and rolled my second one. I'm committing to that one.
Okay, hold on.
Because I thought I thought that was it. But I will hold myself that I rolled another natural one on that fucker.
I mean, you have the 19 because you have advantage.
Oh, yeah, duh. Connor brain fart.
Yeah, so with the guidance, you understand what it is. That one is magnetism.
Hmm. Okay.
Magentism.
Weird illusions. Yeah. Lay it on.
Oh, it's
Go
already in the
ahead.
video, too.
Oh, I know. Go ahead. Lay it in. Vellum will ask for their help because I'm assuming I need to build these the day before. Because I don't think we're going to be
No.
building these plinths while doing the ritual.
That is part of the ritual, yes.
Okay, never mind then. He'll set things out to make them as quick as possible and just be like, okay, divvy
Yeah,
this
just
much here, this much there.
pre-portioning materials at
Yeah.
each site. But
And
it
then,
is
you know,
basically
let it
is
chill
getting
overnight.
to be nightfall. It is getting to the time where if you want to have a long rest before getting started in the morning, it's getting close to that time.
There's something I wanted to do with the group while we're here. After pre-portioning it out, he's going to sit on a stone and gather everyone up. He will, after everybody has helped split things up, he will sit them down and go, I wanted to talk about what's going on. I know we've brushed a little bit about helping me with my grove and my family, but it's likely the worst of it's likely going to fall on us, as they're in a heavily fortified area with many more numbers, and we're going to have to be able to fend for ourselves. I wouldn't blame any of you if you decided you wanted to leave. He looks around.
Leave. What the hell are we leaving for? I just had a shouting match with Ned for about an hour. Over defended this place. Why'd I leave?
Ned, are you not in the circle when I'm having this conversation where I gathered everyone?
Sneaking.
Ned's actively hiding from you, but listening.
He wouldn't have started until you all had gathered up, as I said, he called for everyone to be around.
When you said, "I'm glad you're all here, you could leave," Ned hid.
Oh,
He said, "Okay, bye."
Bill definitely doesn't notice yet.
Look, I did all that to try to help you and defend your people and all that. I'm also getting a little bit out of it. I'm finding out what it's like being on the other side of the siege. And it's good for the tactics to know both the ins and out.
This is gonna come off weird, but I've been thinking of some other way to say it, and I can't find it. What
Just
are
spit
we?
it out. You ain't gonna really be.
What are we? Are we friends traveling in a group? Are we just people who happen to be near each other? Are we a proper adventuring party for the proper? This is what we do
You're
now.
thinking too hard.
It's
Just
what I do.
calm down. He's gonna put his hand on Bellam's shoulder. Look, we're a group of people came together out of fuck all reason. I ain't really need it. But what do we do since we've been together? We've gone and done jobs, adventuring, one might say. So we're a group of people that have done adventuring. That means we're a group of adventurers. It ain't that tough. So simple as that.
Are we doing that in the future? I want to know.
As long as you ain't find something to go wander away from, you ain't got much reason to do it.
He looks around to the other members. and see what their reaction is to the what do we do? What's our future look like question.
You know my answer. I go where Fractal goes.
He looks to Fractal.
You are my colleague. You are.
At the bottom of a well.
Yeah.
Fractal's spirit has like receded into the back of his metallic skull helmet, and the voice is coming from there.
He's got a Windows update. Just rendering.
He's
So what-
upgrading to Windows 10.
Well,
by force.
my whole goal of being here in the first place is to upgrade my skills with this rune magic and get strong enough to lead the massive war of the century. So,
Right.
as long as I'm staying with you and getting stronger, I ain't got no reason to leave. When I found out most of your guys' presence is pretty funny and enjoyable.
I know most of your all's goals. I know Fractal, what you're after. Sutha, I know you follow Fractal, and I was in the library when you were asking him to look up things on Thrizadoon. So I'm not quite sure what about, but I'm sure it has something to do with your relation to Fractal. And Kagash shared he's trying to lead the War of the Century. I'm not quite sure what Ned's up to, but oh god, where's Ned? Did he get taken? Oh no, they're already in.
Since
He's
Kagash was
listening.
kind of facing where Ned was, he probably noticed him walking away and just laughed.
Sutha pulls up her, like, just takes a drink. He's nearby. He's listening. Don't worry.
Oh
Ouch.
good. I thought the siege had already started and he would have been taken. Woo.
Ned will leap out at Bellum and scream at the top of his lungs, "I want money!"
He startles.
The loot's as good as a bait as any, I guess.
Amazing.
I
No,
don't
seriously,
claim to
I'm
understand.
just here to do things.
Okay, it's vague and not really an answer, but
I
I'll take
have
it.
no guideposts in my life, my friend. I
He's
just
a
drift.
wanderer.
Well, I wanted to have an opportunity since it sounds like we are going to be adventuring together for a bit. Do we have a name we want to go by? Something to, if we're going to do this, we should at least make sure we do it right. Make sure people can recognize us and have a name.
The
title we can-
Gits.
The Gits.
I did
The
some names.
Grops.
I do think I can work Gits into it, though.
Like, well, we can't go by just the Gits, else we're gonna have a bit of a translation error when I start calling enemies the Gits. So,
Well, I had
little
a
bit of
couple
variation.
names. One of my favorites. I took elements of each part of our what I know about everyone and compiled some names that reflected us. My favorite being the Cosmic Giants, but I guess we could make that the Cosmic Gits, if you like.
Oh, I actually am not cosmically inclined as much as you think.
That's totally news to me. Am so shocked. You're not a
I
you're
am
not-
aware he is a necromancer, Bellum.
Oh,
So
thank
am
God.
I.
I didn't know how much longer I could keep it a secret.
I probably knew before all of you guys. I just didn't
Bullshit.
care. Dude, I'm an
Bullshit.
investigator rogue. He knew.
Bullshit.
He just didn't care. I was playing that shit up on you. Ned
Put your
don't
eyeliner
give
on
a
and go to
shit.
the fifth corner.
Your
Ned
eyeliner
don't
on.
give a shit.
I'm comfy. I can argue with you all night. Bitch. 3 blankets.
Get the fuck up and go to your microphone, cretin.
Cretin?
Why? I don't have to press anything.
If you're gonna insult me,
Because
you're
you
right.
can't be
Just trying to
heard very
goad
well,
him back up.
Pyro.
Then I'll be quiet.
And it's also just kind of rude.
Damn it.
Get your ass up, boy.
This is entirely, by the way, what I said earlier when I was making the cube. I was like, oh shoot, there was something I wanted to do. This is the moment that he was going to do. Bellum does have a notebook out with names. If you want, you can check up in the chat where I was trying to put a couple name ideas. Bella will explain. Yeah, so cosmic giants, obviously my star stuff. For cosmic.
Ned looks at his height in the shadows.
Yeah, that was part of the joke. And the Kagas had the giant runes, and I speak giant and fractal. We were looking at like cosmic events with him, and Sutha was following him, and it just made sense then. It's kind of falling apart a little bit now, but it was something.
It's a hard from me.
Okay.
It's the effort that counts. I guess.
Any other suggestions?
Granted that we got 3 tankers. Could be just the Unbreakables. Or Unbreakable Gits. That works.
How about the Imperial Fists?
I ain't much of an Imperial.
Oh, actually, I have a better idea. Iron Warriors. There we go. Much better. Where's my shovel? Fuck.
We'll merge it, make it the Iron Giants. No. I know it might seem silly to you all, but
Team A.
if we're gonna do this, if we're gonna go out and
Team B.
work,
You say Team C, I'm shooting you.
Team F. You.
Fuck you.
I just wanted to make
Oh,
sure
I know.
we were right.
Just Team 69.
Nice.
There it is.
Nice.
Nice.
The 69ers.
Hang on.
We're the 69ers.
Wait, if
Yep.
for the 69ers we actually have to win.
I don't think I could look my mother in the eyes and say I'm part of the group called the 69ers.
Are you
Well,
even old
easy.
enough to know what 69 means?
That means
Easy
he
fix.
acknowledges
Just
the
don't look
fact
your
that
mother
his
in the eyes no
mother
more.
Absolutely knows what 69 means.
Just
Oh,
never
yeah.
look her in the eyes no more. No problem.
Ever again.
Never again.
Never again.
Bill walks
Honestly-
into the village, his head constantly down.
I'm going to be honest with you. I find names for groups to be a bit on the pretentious side.
I think you're wrong about
We're
that.
just adventurers.
Dear
Hey.
God, I can see your hair elongating as we speak.
Well, come on now.
Careful.
I want to name the war so people know what to be afraid of.
Yeah.
That's not a team of adventurers. That's an army.
I wouldn't mind an army.
I wouldn't
There's
mind people
five
of
of
us
us.
having a reputation.
the 5 Gits.
By the way, I'm
more-
now salty because I just confirmed all necromancy spells I'll ever have access
The
to are just
Pentagits.
humanoids. Fuck me.
Pentagits.
I'm putting Pentagits on the list. You see Bellum's a little bit worked up on it. Not like gonna cry, but like he's definitely got some feelings.
Why is a name so important to you, Bellum?
Above game, he brought cosmic giants to me like a month ago plus.
Yeah,
No,
he
he
did.
told- he
It
told me
was in
about
the
it too.
chat a way back. It was in the
Yeah,
chat
well,
way back.
Oh yeah, I
He brought
remember
it
him
to
saying
me
something about it
before that.
before.
He was
Oh.
like, yeah, this is what we should call ourselves. I was like, you're going to have to bring that up with the party first, boo.
Hey Connor, I want you to know this pit in your stomach that you're feeling.
Hey Pyro, I enjoy interrupting you.
I could be
So
playing
anyway-
Elden Ring right now. I'm going to cry.
I'm muting myself now.
You say ill rigor?
Bellum answers the question he was asked in character as to why he cares so much about the names, and he goes, "Because if I'm going to leave my home again to go with you all, I want to make sure I'm doing it for a reason."
And a name gives it a reason.
And a name gives us something. It means that we're choosing to stick together. We're not just here by happenstance.
How about this?
About the
Demerps.
problem solvers.
I like the problem solvers actually, but I don't understand why a name is so important for that.
Because it separates us from 5 strangers who met. It makes
Why
us-
don't we just let the people we do shit for name us in their legends and myths?
Because she won't. She wants us to do it.
And-
Looks up.
And I don't think they would paint us in the most flattering names.
Yeah, fuck them.
That case in point. I see you all don't care as much about it. I'll let it go when he closes his book and puts it away.
Not Ned. I mean Bellum. I don't want to stomp on your parade. But
no, it's fine.
no, it's
Your ears droop when you when
we
you're
have
sad.
Yes.
worked together. We have not worked together very long. We do know a bit about each other, but we haven't really meshed as a team yet.
Also, now we haven't known each other long enough to divulge secrets. Huh? Looks off in the middle distance.
Everybody has a fairly decent passive, right?
Mm-hmm.
14.
You see, Bellum has a small rock chisel and a rock that he just kind of tosses the rock down and puts away his tool.
Oh my god, kid, you're breaking my fucking heart here.
Good. Oh, sorry. Good.
He picks up the rock, pushes it into Bellum's chest. The cosmic Gits.
He takes out his chisel with a slight grin.
Okay.
Is that what
hang on.
everyone's feeling?
If that's the group consensus.
I like the cosmic Argonauts.
The what?
Argonauts.
Fuck's an Argonaut?
Another
Hey,
word
can
for
you comment
adventure.
with that one?
Where's
Like
Jason?
from the Argonautica, the Greek.
Yes, the very same. The Biliad.
It just means it's literally just means like boat person. It would be the closest like,
Maybe
and it's
Fractal
also a
wants
type
boat.
of
Shut
fish.
Up.
It's also
Maybe-
a type of octopus.
Maybe Fractal wants a boat. Shut up. I don't know.
Beautiful
I don't like
octopus.
I
Oh,
don't
the
like
beautiful
Gits.
octopus whose sex is all about dismemberment. The Argonaut. There we go.
I don't like Gits. Fuck. Let's see. Wording.
Just be the solutionist gets. We find problems, we fix them. That's basically what we've been doing since we know each other.
I agree with that. The problem solvers.
That works.
The fig. Oh, fuck it. Go ahead. I don't care.
Obviously you do, otherwise we'd be the cosmic Gits.
I care
I like cosmic Gits.
enough. You know
What was
Bellum?
that,
Here you go.
Bellum?
I like cosmic Gits. It's funny.
Okay, let's take a vote. There's 5 of us. We can't
Tie.
deadlock ourselves.
Let me rephrase it. Fractal doesn't care.
Those of
I
you
do
in
care.
favor of cosmic Gits, raise your hand. Ned will raise his hand.
Bellum raises his hand.
Kargas just half-heartedly just shrugs and just raises it. I'm just gonna keep this here as you keep saying names. I don't really care.
You got 3, so that's all
That's
that
3.
matters.
That's a consensus.
Doesn't matter
Cosmic
about
Gits.
the 2.
That's with a Z. Don't put an S there.
Will do.
As far as I know, your language doesn't actually have an S in it, does it?
Well,
It does. I'm just probably one of the only ones that uses it.
He's too
I-
extreme.
Well, I was writing it in giant because I wanted to leave the name of who we were here at the site when we made it, so it could stay here as a memory. It's anyway.
You're gonna tag on a rock and leave it in your most sacred of places.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's on
Nice.
par.
Even the mark.
Nice.
Now I wish we would have went with the Team 69.
And Bellum takes the time to go and etch in the cosmic Gits
Yep.
into a stone, and he finds a place. He scouted this out earlier when he was doing it, his like overseeing of stuff. He finds a place to put it where it'll be noticed if you are looking for it, but it's not glaringly obvious. It's just he's signing his work of what's about to happen. He takes the stone and he puts it in there. And if you'll allow me, I would like to cast. It's not really how the spell works, but could I put just the Can I cast Arcane Lock to just like preserve the rock so it doesn't get worn off?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. I'll count off the 25 gold worth of stuff and just.
Yeah.
It's a magically preserved rock. And he puts it in there. Nods. All right.
Luis.
Well, if you want to change it, I guess I could also flip it over to the other side, but maybe only get one rewrite at this point, and we'd have to come back. So
Else we gotta do pay to win. And we gotta pay for the rename.
yeah,
You
then I
always
gotta
get
find
the
out what I'm
one.
gonna do with an etched rock that I cast Arcane Lock on. It'll be a whole thing.
That's when you just go through some random person's window and let them try to figure it out.
I know a
It's-
couple
it-
elders who could deserve a rock through their window.
It is getting late, and some of us probably need to get some sleep.
Of course. Sorry,
That's true.
I wanted to
Feel
get
free,
this done
Clarks.
before tomorrow.
I kind of used a bit of my power to do nonsensical stuff, like beat up your blacksmith and chuck Shorty into a tree.
Alright. I mean, I slept most of the day, so I'm pretty good.
Okay.
But we don't need a watch tonight, so I'm going to sleep
Correct.
again.
And thank you all for playing along with the emotional blackmailing of Bellum through Connor.
And
And yes, I am actively pointing out that there's another side to this rock, and if we come up with a better name later, we can come back and change it because Bellum's definitely coming back here.
Good.
But there's definitely going to be some history that we were at one point called the Cosmic Gits.
As it should be.
So I think that's a name everyone's at least a little bit okay with, especially since we can come back and revisit
With the
it.
exception of Pyro.
Shit. I close the
That's the best one we got so far.
Yeah, and it's open
Agreed.
to reconsideration. So, yeah, Connor wanted to do that and have a nice RP moment. Thank you all for helping.
It was good, man. It was good.
Very good.
Thank you. That one goes out to all the DMs out there whose parties never make a name. This one was for you.
So you mean yourself?
Yes, this was for me. This was vindicating for me.
Okay, well, fuck off. So you all get a long rest. Connor, you take
Except for
1 point of
Bellum.
exhaustion.
Valid.
Not Bellum, Connor.
Oh, Connor's already at 4. You want to rack me up to 5?
I do.
Then if you want to give him exhaustion, just constantly call him Con Air.
Oh, I do that.
Conler.
Am I still called Tired Twink in Discord? Yeah, that's fitting.
Yep.
Yep.
So you get your long rest. Is there anything
We go back
you
to
wake
the
up
other map.
the morning of the ritual?
I think Sutha needs to know how many glyphs.
Yeah, I wanted to get in touch with Bellum's mom and see what was going on with that. Said it would be tomorrow. So today.
They are she lets you know that they are working on the finishing touches of it. It is not quite ready yet.
Okay. Alright, then 2 more runes gives them to Kagaz. So,
All right, so how many is that in total?
right now you have 4. I'm waiting for the
Oh.
result. Yeah. 4 explosive runes.
All right. So I've had an idea with them runes. It's going to take a bit of the druidic stuff to mold earth. But if I could get your druids out here, Bellum.
You notice that
Sure.
as you were going, the preparations have been completed.
Yeah, so they'll be fully charged for the morning.
Yes.
Okay. So we got 4 of these runes. I ain't sure how much else we're going to get. But these are the defensive ones, right?
The trigger is I change the trigger when a non-humanoid creature, so hopefully they'll all be gone, comes within 5 feet of it, they will explode. But yeah, go ahead.
All right. So we could have some of the archers up on top holding one of these. Actually, we'd have to keep them away because if something approaches the archer and causes them to explode, it's kind of bad.
Mhm.
So I'll stick with the plan I had originally. We'll have them mold earth. We're going to make something that looks like an arc, and it's going to be facing towards the entry points, or well, where the creature's going to be coming from. When they approach, the explosion's going to go off, and the shape of the arc's basically going to cause a funnel of flame to just engulf everything in front of it. Not sure if you ever seen that kind of thing.
Yeah, they have. They confirm that they have, yes.
Alright, so in places that we need extra defense in case they come en masse, we'll have these flame cannons, you can call them, that'll blow up and send all the fire straight into the pile.
Perfect.
So now, if you guys got any ideas on where we could put these, if we want to put them in front of the barricades, they'll kind of be like a thin out if they do some sort of tactic where they come in mass in the get-go. If not, we could set up some molder domes in here to basically lure them in if we lose control of the barricades and they overwhelm us. Then we have some sort of emergency thin-out maneuver.
Damus, the same paladin from before, who seems to have taken charge after she shooed you away, goes, I can take care of that. You'll probably need to be with Bellum setting up the ritual, right?
Yeah.
I can make sure everything goes well down here. Don't worry about us.
All right. The way Kages is describing it, it's basically gonna be like if you have a huge bowl and the explosion centers in that, it'll instead of doing the diameter explosion, like the 40-foot, it'll probably go out from that bowl into about a 60 or 80-foot
You
line.
diffuse
and
it a
just
little bit.
yeah, it won't have that diameter. Oh, well,
It'll
actually,
actually make it more damaging because
Yep.
it's
Focusing. He's focusing it in
Yeah.
a certain direction.
Yep.
yeah, it's gonna be focused in a certain direction. It'll oh shit, I forgot to switch over. But it'll go from being that diameter explosion that's just a raw explosion in that circle that'll hurt to being a more powerful just straight line.
Yep.
So it'll go from being, if we're gonna do, well, each of these squares is 20 foot. So it'll probably, we could set them up, like for example, if we're gonna have this thing, we could have a little further back one of those, and if we need to, we'll lure the ones that get through back there, and it'll just poof everything in this area, just shit on them with flames. That's just an idea I had for them. We could keep them on their regular AoE thing and just set them outside, or if we have people that will stay out of combat and hopefully not be pursued by flyers, like Sutha said earlier, we can hand them to those people who will be up on the high ground, and if blobs of them form, they will throw it in like a grenade.
Right. Well, Damus, if you give her the runes, Damus is like, I think we can make something work.
All right. That works then.
All right. See you on the other side.
Thumbs up.
Bellum has like bags of the final components that he's hauling over as they're finishing this up. Wishing his mom, like giving his mom a kiss on the cheek.
Yep,
Giving her a
she's
hug.
still in the herbalist's hut,
Yeah.
working away.
Same with her dad. Well, finishing up that potion, right?
Yep, she's working on it.
He just grabs her for a little second, knowing she's busy, and says that he'll see her after.
Stay safe,
then-
okay?
Of course. And clacks on his helmet. That's what I made this for. Tung, tung, tung.
Of course.
He acts goofy, but now that his face is covered, he is dropping the act of looking unbothered.
Yep.
He goes out and focuses back up and takes his helmet off as he goes and does the same for his dad. He keeps up the smiles as he's heading out. And then that drops as soon as they head to the ritual site. And he's in game mode.
All right. I will go ahead and move you back onto the ritual site map. Are there any last minute preparations you want to do before you begin this ritual?
Oh, shite. Connor has to change his spells. Sorry.
I'd like to
just
I'd like to delete necromancer.exe and download an actual subclass that I.
Oh, take a look at divination.
I don't know.
Unfortunately, you didn't spec into that kind of wizard.
Unfortunate.
Look at evocation.
How
at
much
scribes.
longer does Bellum's mom have? How much longer does she have?
She doesn't know.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, there is actually. I like to spec it to Tinker's Tools because I wanted to enchant things. Big sad.
For today, Sutha, you'll have Mind Sharpener that is set up for you.
And both my spell slots, 3rd level spell slots, are gone until I take another 8-hour long rest.
I don't think I'll need that. I will cast. Those are good spells. I'll probably end up casting that one instead of that one.
Ned is going to cast Sneaky Git
Okay. What
and
do you
going to
sneak-
hide.
Where are you trying to hide? In that tree?
Yeah, in this tree.
All right, make me your stealth
Okay.
check.
I've got my spells.
If I
Doc.
could rename this check, I would.
You can make a custom one at the bottom.
Just make it Sneaky Git.
Invent a spell called Foot for Cork. What does it work?
Okay.
I was gonna also say that Bellum will cast aid if Sutha doesn't have it prepared.
Oh, I'm actually succeeding in hiding from Sutha for a change.
Nice.
I thought we were doing more reinforcements today, not actually setting the thing off. That's why I was trying to
Oh,
make as many glyphs as boarding as I can.
Oh, no, this is the day of the ritual.
We'll be good.
I'm sure
What was
they'll
the
let you
rate,
retcon.
Nova?
You can play as an arcane knight.
I'm sure they will let you reverse it if
Yes.
That's what I was telling her all week and all that, but never mind. Okay.
Oh, sorry. No, I thought I was. No, that's what I was saying in earlier today, is that this is the day of the ritual.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to get her to hurry up with that potion. But anyway,
Yep.
all right, let's go.
I'm sorry. I have very specific plans for it because I've been planning that since before you asked me about it, actually.
Not a problem. Let's go.
Got 4 explosives.
So day of casting aid if Sutha doesn't. Because I don't remember if that's what you normally do or not.
She's got aid. Yeah.
Do you normally cast
She'll-
it in these sorts of things or not?
Haven't had to.
Okay, then I'll cast it. I cast aid. That gets up to 3
I was saying
creatures within, right?
Yeah, she was gonna cast it on herself, Kagaz, and you.
Okay. Those would have been my same 3 targets, so I'll let you have it. I won't butt heads over the spell slot stuff. I'll keep my second. I will have not prepared it then at all.
Ned is going to give Sutha puppy dog eyes for advantage on initiative.
I got a fun idea for Cogas that I will hold on to. I'll give the DM a sneak peek real quick. And then back to public.
Ah.
I think I'll have fun. I'll roll the charges for the cube as well if you let me. I would have a tune.
Yeah.
An additional 6.
Okay.
So we're at 16. I don't think I have any other preparations.
Oh, yeah, 27 arrows. That's plenty.
You all will also. I would have at some point told you the things the Cube of Force can do. Just to give you all a heads up that there might be a 15-foot cube following me at some mostly invisible, I think, cube that might be appearing. Just so you all are aware. I think that'll be all. Let me double check that I don't have my thunder and lightning spells activated. Because I would, besides the ones I obviously have to keep. No, there's just none others. Okay, I think I'm as prepared as I can be. And unless anybody has anything else they're wanting to do, I think I'm ready.
Good a time as any to come killing some elementals.
All right. So, Bellum,
Mhm.
where would you like to begin?
He will start in the same order he identified them with. He will go over there and help the construction of the pylons. So
Okay.
he'll start with this far left one, the electricity connectivity fields.
Okay.
And he will start the construction of these pillars.
Okay. Make me a Smith's Tools check for the basic construction of it.
And my friends can help me with this, no?
Yes.
Okay. Giving myself guidance, just so I have it, in case shit goes weird. Karas, come here.
What?
You're good with that. It's Smith Tools. I need help with this one specifically. Then Adult speaks from the Charlie Brown comics and explains why you need Smith Tools. Help me with this.
All right. You want me to do it and you help me, or the other way around?
Well, since this job is more of a, is it strength or intelligence based?
For Smith's Tools strength.
How about you do it and I'll help you?
All right. Tinker away and strength.
And guidance.
And guidance.
Yeah,
That's plus D4.
there you go. Addition.
Okay.
So 25.
You start constructing it. You get the sense that you are about halfway done building it.
Okay.
Everyone make me a perception check.
Well, I'm great at these.
All right.
If I had time for guidance, I would have. If not,
2.
6, 14, 11, 16, 11, 5.
God. That's probably the worst group of perception rolls we've ever managed.
Very faintly, Sutha, you are the only one that notices. You hear rumbling in the distance. But it's very faint. That's all you hear.
Almost
Make me another
time.
Smith's Tools check.
maybe before guidance. An advantage.
Medicine tools. Let's see.
Guys.
Yeah, that ought to do
You
it.
finish the construction of this first lightning rod, and it looks beautiful. And Bellum, you know from here, the only thing that is left is to enchant it.
It's a moment of beauty when
describe
you
it
reach
with
the
this
near
rune.
impossible DC.
Bellum, you know that this next step, someone could potentially help you with it, but you have to be the one leading it. The enchantment has to be you.
Cool. And I'm going to have to do this at each of these symbols.
Yes, you are.
Oh, I hope y'all are strapped in for a
wood.
long combat.
Or leather.
Don't say the L word. Don't bring that into my domain.
His enchantment would be essentially an intelligence check, right?
Yeah, if only we had
Yes.
intelligence caster.
Make me a
Alright.
perception check, everyone. Another one. New
Uh-oh.
perception rolls. Okay, Bellum, Kagaz, Sutha, Ned, Fractal. Okay, so 17, 16, 16, 10, and 19. So Ned is the only one that doesn't notice. Now you all except Ned hear the thunder rumbling, and it feels
Down under.
closer. The thunder from down under, yeah, it's getting closer.
My apologies. I thought I was muted.
No, it's getting closer. You can hear
Crikey.
it, and you start to see little bits of lightning in the sky
You did this to us, Norvin.
that are coming your way.
You made
Whaley,
God an
Daley.
Australian.
Bellum, make
What
me an
kind of check would
Arcana
I-
check to enchant this.
That's why I was asked if it was intelligence. She would cast enhance ability Fox's cunning.
Yes, it
Why
is
don't-
intelligence.
Okay. Above board, why don't you just let me use Fractal for this advantage?
You
So
can
I thought it
had
let him
just to
use
just
you
be
for
you.
advantage, but you have to be the one leading it. You can't have Kagaz make the check like smithing.
Right. It
Oh,
just
I
lets
thought
me-
you
it
couldn't use it. I thought, yeah, okay.
That's what I
No,
was
he
saying.
just has to be
Save
the one
yourself-
leading it.
Okay, never
You can
mind.
have other people help you, but
what I was
it
keeping
is
Nier out
your
for.
magic, your
Right.
intelligence.
I was just trying to save Sutha's spell slot. Fractal,
say
come here. I
I
need
didn't
your
know.
help.
Yeah, as long as he's
Use
got
me, abuse
advantage.
me.
What'd you say? What did you say, Pyro?
I said use me to abuse me.
Come here,
Okay.
Fractal. I need your help. Here, hold still. And he uses your hands to trace the magic power he needs. And he will then...
I can give you a very special sigil tracer, but I don't
No,
think
I'm
you
good.
want it on these.
And then Bell moves his hands to make it like a forearm caster's doing this. And I will cast my Arcana check guidance at advantage. Sweet Christ. 18. What is my Arcana today? It's like the
18.
fourth nat 1 I've made.
So you inscribe this rune in here, the one that you've seen, and the knowledge from before of electricity, conductivity, fields. I'm actually, because Connor is a science man, what do you think those things make, Connor?
I'm assuming you're going to say that it's creating some sort of conductive field,
Which
like
would
an
be
electron charged environment.
Okay. I'm gonna take this moment to remind you that I'm not a science person.
Okay.
So we're gonna
it's
think
an area with a lot of
simpler.
energy in a bubble. It's ramped up like
Okay.
a battery.
Sort of. What would be something that happens when something gets really charged up?
I'm assuming you're going to say lightning, in which case this would be the opposite, but I'm going to suspend that disbelief for fantasy.
I mean, lightning, but on a much smaller scale. Think person to person or person to object.
Yeah, I get it. Gotcha.
No,
I'm suspending science knowledge.
I want you to try and guess what it is, Connor.
Is it a Tesla cannon?
Bro, this is just a simple thing. It's not an object. It's just a simple part of nature.
You know Connor has an 8 in wisdom.
Just go.
Think of a balloon.
Is it a magnet? A magnet.
You already have magnetism. It's not that. Think of a balloon.
Static.
Static. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh, I see it in chat now. Thanks everyone. Connor's dumb.
Oh, I didn't notice that it said static in chat. I didn't notice that either. So the exact name
over
of it
here
is
screaming
create
at my
static.
computer.
This is a case in point example of that I'm high int but low wisdom, because I immediately was like, well, I mean, we could talk about the electron fields and like metallic bonds and stuff.
Like,
and
I don't know
she's
what
like,
the
no,
fuck that is.
too far. And I missed static electricity.
Like, I just want you to say static.
Oh,
static.
Bellum's my self-insert apparently. Anyway.
We knew that.
So it works with an 18?
Yes, it does.
Cool. I high-fived Fractal after getting it done. Does he get a little static shock?
Yes. Just for
Cool.
funsies.
Also the name of a DC hero.
I love static
Static
shock.
Turn on.
Yeah. I think wasn't he sidekick to Black Lightning at some point? Anyway,
I don't
Yes.
know.
Yes.
go into the other one. What does this one require to be built?
First of all, everyone make me a perception check.
These are getting increasingly.
Okay. It's a much easier DC now because it's closer. As with the completion and travel to this from this first lightning rod to the next, you see emerging from almost coalescing from the energy in the air around you. You see one, a two, a three.
I was expecting the little birds. Oh,
I need
no.
everyone to roll me some initiative, please.
Since I saw one of I should be near him.
Yo.
I don't know what these are.
No, you don't.
I see faces in these.
You're about to find
I
out.
hope These wouldn't be adjusted apes. DM inside joke.
Oh, absolutely not. Of course not.
Which I do plan on making a quote-unquote adjusted ape as well, by the way. Just for shits and giggles.
Well, now I know the lightning elementals.
Yeah. Yeah, Ned, I feel your pain, having rolled a bunch of nat ones on a really proficient skill of mine. I feel for you.
At least you're fucking rolling.
There we go.
Don't give me that shit.
All right, I think
I
everyone's
played a
rolled.
wisdom caster
1,
with
2, 3,
nothing
4,
but shit in
5,
wisdom.
6. That means it's everybody in. All right, Kagaz, you go first.
This thing just appears next to him, right?
Yeah, coalesces out of the air.
Did somebody have advantage on initiative? I should point out.
Ned.
I did.
Yeah, why don't you roll that, Ned?
I did.
Oh, sorry.
You
I
got a 9?
Oh, wait. Yeah.
I rolled 2 6s.
Oh, I see. It's contained in the one.
I see.
I see
yeah.
now. Okay, sorry. I just wanted to try and help you out.
Okay. Shit. Well, shit! Why did it just go up here like this?
Oh no.
Oh, if all them fucking guessings I just did ain't mean nothing, I won't be pissed. Alright. Giants fight?
Go ahead. Oh, big.
Yes.
That
Big.
I see
Oh, great
a bar above Kagaz. What the hell is that?
I think it's his health.
I hope not, because it's blank.
Oh, that's temp health.
Oh.
And since he has the blood great axe, if he kills something, he gets temp health. So I have it set to 0, so I can keep track of it.
I just turned C off. Okay, 14. Just misses.
Well, good thing I didn't turn on Giant's mic, so it wouldn't have mattered.
That very
That one.
solidly hits. 19.
Nice.
Very nice. Okay, and you take 2d6 lightning damage, so you take 9. The first 9. Ignore the second 5, or the 5 and the second 9. You take the first 9. Pardon me while I backspace that, so that it formats correctly.
He's gonna move up a little bit,
There we go.
and that's gonna be another turn.
All right, beautiful. Fractal.
Fractal, his finger is going to glow green, and he's going to draw a sigil that looks faintly like a clock.
Okay.
And then he's going to slash through it. I need all of the elementals to make me a wisdom saving throw.
All right.
DC 16.
1, 2, 3. Wisdom.
Yes.
1,
You can
2,
Passes.
3.
Fails.
I'm turning
Fails.
advantage on for aesthetic. Yeah, so this
Valid.
one passes. Slow, I
All right.
assume.
Yes.
Nice. Hell yeah.
And with that, I will salute Bellum, and I'm going to go over here and do a
That is a
concentration check.
ledge,
Just
so
go
if
back.
you want, you're gonna have to hop down. It's about 15 feet.
Cool.
These
How
are
about
height changes.
Good to know. How about if I run down this, or been literal?
Sure.
Boop.
Make me an acrobatics check to see if you slip and fall. Just don't get a 1.
Then I guess I won't do it.
No, all you have to do is not get a 1. The DC is 2.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Just don't
gets
get
a
a
1.
1 and you're fine.
Okay.
It's a little steep. Yeah, you're fine.
Skitter leap.
The only way you could have failed is getting a natural 1. You're fine.
Skitter away. Get this way.
You absolutely can crit fail skill checks.
Not rules as written, but
None of us have ever done it until the rules is written.
That's true.
That is the
Don't act
entire
like we're
point
li-
of crit fails.
I have. You're completely valid as a DM to say it can happen. The rules is written, it doesn't happen.
So yeah,
I mean,
Bill,
also,
I just
all of your
looted you.
natural
and I
ones
haul
earlier were
ass
crit
off.
fails. That's why you had no clue. Otherwise, I would have treated them differently. Because that's how crit fails
That's your
work.
discretion because she's the DM.
That's
All right, that's the end of my
bullshit that
turn.
They only work on attacks. Who told you that? Wizards of the Coast? We don't listen to them. All right.
We've only got so
They
much
know.
time.
All right. Ah, fuck, he's too damn big. Okay.
I love the preemptive snail edition, by the way. Wait, no, not preemptive. Stupid. Shut up, Connor.
Okay. Actually, yeah, technically.
Oh, hang on. I'll put this for everyone's benefit.
Yeah.
I guess
Okay, right there. Hold up her shield. Saloon, guide me. Protect me and my cohorts. Shine down your light. Purple aura emanating from her shield. Twilight Sanctuary, 30-foot radius centered on her
All right.
as her action.
What does that do? Thank you.
Nice.
Oh, nice. Please give me something to deal with this lightning recoil.
All right, she's gonna get right there. Damn, if only. Fuck. Well, Ned's coming up next. Yeah. Okay. All right, that bonus action spiritual weapon.
All right. Back to my library. There
Yeah,
it is.
plus your cleric level, so 1d6 plus 5.
Oh, wait. You have access to the spiritual weapon and player tools. Ah,
Correct. Yes, you did change that. Correct. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Yeah, so right there. So
Mine,
roll
their
20
AC
to-
is dropped by 2.
Yes. That's
Alright.
if you're able to see that, that's why. I am refreshing Roll20 because my chat did something weird, so
20 hit.
yes, a 20 will very much hit. There you know
Right.
from Kagaz's miss with a 14 that their base AC is 15 before slow.
All right. 10 temporary HP. That will be her
That one?
turn.
Hold on. 9. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Yep, and that'll be it.
All right. Bellum,
So,
you have a choice.
how
to
long
make.
would it take? Yeah, I was going to ask. How long would it take to start the construction on whatever check it takes for this one?
It's going to be Smith's tools for constructing throughout. It'll be consistent. Smith's tools
Okay.
for construction. If
Strength
you're
based.
uninterrupted, you think it will take you about 3 turns total, including enchanting. Uninterrupted.
Oh, I wish I knew this would have.
You say 3 turns?
Based.
Including the enchanting. So 2 turns to construct, 1 turn to enchant.
And to be clear,
And you'll have to do
everyone
it
else can construct the
yourself.
pillars. I just have to be the one to enchant the third step,
Yeah.
right?
I believe so.
If you want.
I'm asking because
You-
otherwise
you
that's
have to
18
be the one
turns.
You have to be the one to enchant them.
Yes, I'm saying can the others help me with to get this done faster by building the plinths?
Yeah, from
Yes.
what she said earlier, yes.
Cool. That's what I wanted to know. Damn, I wish this was gonna take Smith's tools, or I would have changed my infusion for the day.
You didn't ask.
True. I guess I made some assumptions. My turn will be now. I would like clarification on something.
Of course.
I click on the cube of force and say living matter can't pass through. Are the lightning elementals living matter? Or do I need to go all the way up to 5 that nothing passes through?
I consider them living matter.
So if I click on the living matter part, I can work on this
Yeah,
and
because
hopefully they won't
they're
get in.
sentient, so
Okay.
they can speak. They're living
Yeah.
matter. Level 3.
If they're
will
not
be
living
enough.
matter, then I will just do level 2 that non-living matter can't pass through. So, either way, I will spend
level 3 will be enough.
I will I will take off the cube on his belt. I will click the third side of the face, rather. And there's a momentary flash of energy, and then it becomes invisible. Does that take an action? Yes. So there's now, I'm going to just give myself a 15-foot aura because it moves with
I'm
me.
doing it already.
Oh, sorry. Oh, shit, they'd already
Yeah.
be in it.
Yeah.
I'm going to change that then, because if he's already in, he's in.
Yep.
Oh, is it?
Trying to do it.
The barrier just got
'Cause
shorter.
It's a 15-foot. Yes, it's a 15-foot cube, dear.
Yeah, on a side. Oh, you're
Yes,
right. It should
15
be.
feet on a side, so it would be 3 by 3. So I'm trying
Just
to figure
lean
out.
out over the edge and use it.
There we go. 5-foot radius.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right.
That is the correct size.
Okay, cool. That was a lot more balanced than I thought it was. So they're actually not in it. Perfect. So I will undo my undo. This is what I want, so that they can't get in. And
Yeah, you're thinking
That's
15-foot
interesting.
radius. That's not what it is. It's a 15-foot
gotcha.
length.
You're right. That's what it says. On a side, this is 15 feet.
Yeah.
So that was my action. Bonus action, I'll clack on some temp HP up to 5, and I will call out to my allies. This is going to take a while. I would recommend starting to build those plinths where you can.
Remind me again, what's the check to build the plinths?
Smith's
Strength
Little
based.
busy, Lanky.
Can you say that one more time for me?
Smith's tools.
Alright, then.
Strength based.
Great.
That or the other way to help is keep the elementals away from myself and or Kalyas. So
I already
we
contributed
can-
in that regard.
So that is my action bonus action. That will be my turn.
Okay. It's the lightning elemental's turn. Let's start with the one up by Fractal, shall we?
I like the way you phrased that.
Not Fractal, sorry, Bellum. Jesus! Christ.
We know who he's going after.
It can't do anything.
My mom does that to me
you
all the time.
Anyway, so
If it has
doesn't
reach,
really
it could. Well, no.
It could try.
If it had a physical weapon, it could reach in like a glaive,
No,
but if
doesn't.
a hand couldn't pass through.
It's a cloud with a frowny face.
it's going to move over to Fractal.
No.
Eh.
Don't laugh. This is your arc, bitch.
It has a fly
And you're about to
speed
get
of
hit by an
90
arc.
feet, so it easily reaches you. And it is
Okay.
going to make 2 touch attacks at you. You
I
are
don't like
made of
that.
metal. Yes.
Do
You
it.
has you are metal, right?
I know. Do it. That's what I was talking
Advantage.
to. Oh, damn it.
15,
No.
26.
Fuck you. Yeah, that hits.
You don't take the 6 fire damage, you're not flammable.
Mm-hmm. Alright.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
That's that one.
Minus 14 damage, and I'm going to make a
Yep, DC 10.
Constitution save. And I do not have Warcaster. This
It has 90
character,
feet,
so-
guys. 90 foot fly
Constitution.
speed. Yeah, you're fine.
Alright, we're good.
You can measure your distance all you want. That one's not slowed and it has a 90 feet hover speed. This one is going to go against Kagaz. Because Kagaz has done the most damage to it. It gets 1 attack at advantage because of metallic conduction. Here is the 1. 27.
Yeah.
You are also not flammable, so you do not take the 3 fire damage. Let's see how far this one can move.
Should be half
No, it
its
needs to
speed.
snap to corner. Yeah, so it gets 45 feet is what it needs.
Make sure that
It has enough time. It has enough movement. for.
+8 at level 5. God damn.
Yeah, these are. They just
We got a
carry-
+8,
Yeah, don't you guys also have a +8?
We do.
but these are mobs.
Battle parity doesn't work like that. I've tried.
They get
Oh,
just up to Sutha, and it takes its 1 touch attack against Sutha, who's also wearing metal.
Advantage.
22.
That hits.
And that is their turn. Nayed.
Ah, shit. Which one do I want to go after?
This one has not been touched. This one has taken damage. They both have
Sorry,
minus
Kugas.
AC and no reactions.
Hit the one that. No.
Ah, shit. How much damage did they do with their
2d6 reflect.
reflect?
damage.
You
2d6.
also
2d6.
noticed that it was someone hitting it with a melee attack.
Yeah, but Kagaz, is your weapon magical?
Yes.
Huh. Alright, well, we're gonna have
good.
to check.
I didn't roll the lightning form for Sutha. I was about to say, I'm like, that wouldn't have hit Sutha.
Alright,
Yeah.
this is going after the one that Kagaz was beating on.
This one. Got it.
Focus targets.
Good call.
And short bow.
halfling.
Halfling.
Harfling.
I'm gonna use one of my luck points.
Okay.
Good call. Good call.
Please don't. Please.
Do it
God.
up.
Universe, he deserves it after this.
There we go.
More
There
than
we go.
hits.
But I roll shit for sneak.
11.
Hey, still adds up.
Every
somewhere.
little bit counts.
Do you have a +3 in Dex?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
He's inquisitive. His mind is stronger.
That's
Yeah.
true.
And then I'm going to whip a dagger offhand at it.
Nice. Just hits.
Okay.
We know that their base is 15, so 13 is their slowed AC.
And then, because they now know where I'm at, I'm going to jump down out of the tree, and as a bonus action, take the hide action behind this bush.
Make me a
But if
sneaky.
you're hold on, if you were hidden, the 13
23.
from the first one would have hit.
Oh yeah, I was hitting that first
That's
one hit.
true. So yeah, okay, so hold on.
So that was
So it
18
took
damage up there.
11, so I just need to add another 7.
Yeah, and then you didn't use your lucky stuff.
Yeah, so put that
Yeah.
luck point back.
And I have 7 temp hit points,
Yeah,
and I
so
rolled a
you-
23 for
yeah,
my
I was about to
stealth.
say, yeah, you feel pretty confident that you are sneaky. Is that your turn?
Yeah, that's pretty much every single one of my action
Nice.
economy.
Kagaz.
Oh, actually, no, I cannot use I am not hidden
That's fine.
because I used my bonus action to whip a dagger at him.
That's fine.
Yeah. Alright.
Kagaz.
Okay, since these ones are slowed, I have a better chance of hitting them.
Yep.
So, great weapon master time.
Go ahead.
Womp!
Would he have flanking right there, or would he have to move
If
up
you
one?
scoot up 1, yes, 13 just hits 27. It's
For
still
some
your
reason, I
turn.
thought that spiritual weapon would give me flanking, so I didn't
Oh,
bother.
no,
Yeah,
sorry.
she's not.
Yeah, I
She's
was
not
about to
running it that
say.
way.
Alright, what's the reflect damage on that?
Okay. Boop. 8.
8. Yeah, shit. -8. Alright, I'm taking a sizable amount from just reflecting. That's another way to deal with heavy hitters like me. Have me fucking hurt myself every hit.
Mhm.
Alright. Another one.
Another one. Okay, so
Ignore the
it's
2.
21.
It's 19.
This thing is
It's
looking...
19. No giant smite. It's 19.
Oh, just 19? Okay, so -2.
Yeah, giant smite on the first one.
That's fine. It's starting to
Alright.
look pretty rough.
What is the return damage?
8.
8 again. God, fuck. 8. All right, since I am getting beat up by myself, get a second wind.
Press that elf. Uh-oh.
Ignore Giant's Might, of course.
Fair enough. Wouldn't it be 15?
Okay.
Oh no, you rolled a 9. That's fine. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, there's the temp HP.
Hold on, turn's not over. I want this one dead.
Oh, there we
Action
go.
surge.
Do it. Yes.
Do it.
Fuck.
Ah! I get another one, damn it.
Also,
Yep,
I'm going to uncheck
sure
Giant's
do.
Might because I should have done it.
13 just
13.
hits. 27.
Yeah!
This
What
thing
can
is
I
looking
say except
really
you're
rough. This
welcome.
thing's looking really rough.
Turn damage, please.
Yep. 8.
8. Son of a bitch!
Oh,
Really low on that 8. I'm just gonna roll 2d6 regular from now on.
oh, Liv, did you roll their saves again at the end of the turn?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Yeah.
Let me do that
Yeah,
real
I'm
quick.
gonna need you. I'm gonna need you to do that.
This is 1.
The f-
This is 2. 1. Fail.
Fail.
2. Fail.
Fail. Right.
Amazing. I have a base of 0, which is going to be good for
Yep.
Fractal in a moment.
Well, we can talk since I'm phasing one alone.
I am going to use Stone Rune on it.
Yup. Yarp.
Yarp.
Using
Alright,
So
stone
I,
runes
Next
one in
turn
front of
pass.
us.
I have to do it on the end of their turn, so... you said it's looking rough?
It's looking pretty rough.
Okay. I can't use all my resources instantly, so it's the end of my turn.
Alright. And you get the temp HP from Sutha. Fractal.
9.
Fractal looks up at this thing blocking his path back up the route. Thinks, fuck. Yeah, shit.
Well, I do have a question for the DM on
Yes.
this. And that ability they have, it says they can move through metal. Does that, since he's made of metal, does that mean he could move through them?
I might short circuit.
You would, but the first time that would technically be you entering its space, so you know that you gather you would take lightning damage. Also, that would very much be touching the elemental, so that would be the first bit of lightning damage, the 2d6. But the first, well, no, I would say it's, well, yeah, no, it's still 2d6. It's always 2d6.
2d6, yes.
Always a great sword of lightning.
I'm gonna have to gut it down.
Yeah.
Yarp.
Yart. Rhymes
So
something else.
Fractals just bends back
Con
and
save.
screams a fucking torrent of ice at it, just trying to tear it up.
That's a failure.
Takes 3d8 cold damage.
You notice that it's a massive failure. It doesn't fail with a 13. It fails with a 3, so it does not have magic resistance. 3d8, 15. Very nice. Let me double check something. Yep, you're fine. Oh. It takes less damage than you expect, but it does take damage.
Lightning in a bottle.
But it does take damage. It's not immune.
Great. It tanked 230 hits and it's only just then dying. This is fantastic. That's my turn.
Alright. Sutha.
Okay. As our action, Word of Radiance.
Okay.
I need 2 con save from each of them next to her.
Alright. 1 is left, 2 is right. 1.
Fuck. Okay.
Second
Okay,
one
one
fails.
fail. They
This one
take 9.
fails.
The other one takes none.
None? Oh, because it's a cantrip.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then bonus action on the one between a 1 to her left.
This one.
The one that's heavily injured.
The heavily injured. Yeah, it is heavily injured. Go ahead.
Right. 14.
That hits, yes.
And max damage. Nice.
Oh, it's looking really rough.
Fuck!
Still
All
up,
right, went through
but barely.
those. Okay, 9 temp HP back since I went through the other one, and that will be her turn.
Yep. Yeah, because you didn't hit it with a melee attack, so you're fine. Bellum.
Okay. First action to try and build these, he takes out his smith tools. He's not very good with strength-based smith tools.
Unlucky.
Yeah, it's a +4 overall. And I can't guide
Aren't you
myself because it's an
proficient
action.
with it because of the
Yeah, that's
all-purpose tools?
yeah, that's with proficiency. I have a strength of 1
Jesus. Dude, why are you a
Armor be
tank?
pulling all the
Strength
weight.
1?
because all
Armor
my
be
armor
pulling
stuff
the
lets
weight.
me use intelligence for all my stuff.
And
I had an
38.
infusion that could give me strength stuff and let me add my intelligence to it, but I didn't know I needed this. Or
Unfortunate.
yeah, so a strength check with proficiency for
Yep.
smith's tools to build the first half. 15.
It's enough. You get the first
Okay.
half of it built.
What is the DC if I can know?
15.
Ooh. So first half of the pillar, there's my action. I don't really have anything bonus action wise. No. Damn, there's nothing I can do. That's it.
Okay. It's the lightning elemental's turn. This
Yeet.
first one is going to make its 2-touch attacks against Fractal. This is the first. 23.
I don't know why you're waiting for word from me.
I don't know. Second.
You do
22.
know. The max I can block is a 21.
Okay.
So
I genuinely do not know that off the top of my head, so.
I have shield and my AC 17. That's
Okay.
math.
I don't know your AC. Okay, that's that one. This one.
Hang on, let me roll my damn check.
Oh yeah, go
It might
ahead.
have more attacks. Do
It's
multiple
two
checks this
separate
here?
ones. They're both DC 10.
Well, first let me see if I'm still up. 16 or no 26 damage. Okay.
25 damage.
Yeah, 25.
Yeah, 25. Okay. I'm still up. Here's my 2 checks. Saves.
Yep. You're fine. You're fine. They're both DC 10s. You're good.
Yep.
Right. This one,
Can that one roll a wisdom save as I use a stone rune on it?
it absolutely will fail.
Alright. He's incapacitated.
Amazing. What do I want for that? That one.
Oh, Clarky, get the hell out of there!
Good. Very good. Alright, this one is gonna take its one whack at you, Kagaz. 12 does not hit. I know that much.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
God.
This next one is gonna take its one attack at Sutha.
Mm-hmm. That'll
24
hit.
hits.
Oh, yeah.
It says, boop. It's an ouchie boop. Okay, and
Look
then
like
they're gonna
Mar-
make their
look like-
wisdom saves. 1, 2. Oh, that one succeeds. They both succeed. They are no longer slowed.
Okay.
Alright, but that is their turn. Ned.
This seems like a bad scenario.
Only if you're a wizard.
Only if your wizard made of metal.
It's
And cornered by a
incapacitated.
lightning
It can't take
element.
reactions.
Oh, we'll see what happens in a second.
Mm-hmm.
This one's looking real rough.
Really rough.
Hey, Kagas, could you post Stone Rune? I need to read it.
You know for a fact that hitting
I'd
it
like
does
to read
not
the
break
stone.
it out of charm.
Okay.
Because
Just
you
checking.
saw that with Rose.
And I need to reopen Roll20 because chat's retarded. God damn it.
It did that to you too?
I accidentally drag it out and it pops into its own window. I can't put it back.
It's so weird.
Hey.
I hate that.
This will go out. My arrow is going after this guy.
This guy? Okay. The strong one?
They're still slowed. Oh, no, they got out of it.
No.
Okay.
That does
19
hit.
damage.
Nice.
And the offhand dagger is going to go after the severely injured one.
Go ahead.
16 for
4.
damage.
4 damage.
Oh, it's looking pretty rough, but it's still up.
Shit.
Barely. Single digits now. Single digits.
I didn't want to waste a hit on it, but
Yeah, I was hoping that would kill it. My bad.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Kagas.
And gonna fall back again. You want to try rolling, see if I'll get more than 7 this time?
Yeah, let's try it. Or do you want to roll it? It's up to you. D6 plus 5.
Nice.
11.
11. Hell yeah.
Groovy.
Alright, Kagas.
Sutha, do you think you can take this one down?
Yeah.
All right, I trust you. Gonna move. It will have an opportunity attack. Shit.
Not right there. You'd still be within 5 feet.
Yeah, but
it's
this
close
is
enough for flanking because you're opposite.
Okay.
She's looking at it from a straight line. Yeah.
All right.
A straight line.
It's close enough. You're big.
Whack, whack.
All right, 17. The 14 no longer hits, unfortunately, because they saved out of the slow.
Yeah. It takes 5 additional damage from Giant Smite on the first one.
Plus 5.
I just forgot to re-tag
Alright,
it back on.
And then I'm just gonna roll a straight 2d6 instead of posting that whole thing again. 2d6.
If
5.
the only thing you
reversed
type is the 2d6, you can just hit the up arrow when you're in the chat and it'll grab it.
Yay! Thank you.
All right.
Yeah,
That
so
doesn't
you
get
take
through the
5.
10 health. Thank
Yep.
you, Sutha, for the 10
You
health.
how much do you have? 9?
Yeah, it's at 4 now.
4? Okay, hang on 1 second. Plus. Just go ahead and replace it so you have 10. Just replace that 4 with 10.
Nice.
Nice. All right, end of my turn.
All right. Fractal. This bitch in front of you is incapacitated.
Fractal stumbles down the route. Huge rents torn out of his body. One of his eyes is out. Like a snuffed candle.
Ouch.
Back here. Just like stumbling, trying to frantically crawl away. He's going to look back at it. Fear and fury in his eyes. Fuck these gods. Fuck these rules. This is my magic. I will do what I will with it. And he's going to take out the golden elk skull. He's also going to take out the lich finger.
Yep.
And he's going to slice down the middle of it.
All right.
And he's going to cast Summon Undead. Let's see here. I need something to just wail on it. Let's see here.
Good
What does the
call.
most damage? Shit. It can just go around it, so it doesn't matter. Ghost, as an ethereal scream comes out of this elk skull as it is lifted out of the air, and green ethereal flames, and you all see this appear. Just wreathed in wood, burning wood, green flames with a ethereally golden with the green sheen of elk skull.
Just the
As
one.
it slowly, ever slowly, runs into general.
Just the one.
It's ghost. Well,
Right
actually,
there?
I need to control it. Yeah.
Hold on. Give me a goddamn second.
I'm dying, woman.
No.
Also, Pyro, are you going to post the image?
I am.
It's
Just
State.
no
Oh,
North
there it is.
State.
Yeah. Nice. Wendigo.
And you hear this thing roar out in an ethereal torrent. as Fractal just slowly backs away as this thing starts laying into it as it goes immediately after me. Let's see here. If I have access to the sheet, I do not. What's
You
this
do
thing's
now.
attack? EPKA. Copy of Ghosted. Oh no, it's not a ghost. It has its own thing.
Then what
Look
do
up
you
Undead
need?
Spirit. Look up Undead Spirit, woman. Let's see here.
Undead Spirit? I don't know what the fuck that is. I don't
It's
have
a,
everything in my compendium.
It's yes, you do. I looked it up as we were talking. I'll just look for.
I do not have it in my compendium. I have Unicorn. That is the only U I have.
Probably because you bought the book, Byron.
I have it when I look for it.
Hang
Probably
on.
because
Maybe I
you
can.
bought the book, Shane. I don't have it.
I don't have shit.
Can I? No, I cannot. Fuck.
No, I don't. I don't buy
anyway.
shit on Roll20.
I don't either.
It's from Tasha's, Liv. You have Tasha's.
I have Tasha's on D&D Beyond.
I don't have shit on anything, and it's right here in front of me.
Let's see here.
I don't
Deathly
know.
Touch.
I'm in Monsters?
Yeah, Undead Spirit.
I can literally take a picture of it and send it to you.
I am seeing Troll, Tyrannosaurus Rex, Unicorn, Vampire, Vampire Spawn.
What did you type in?
I didn't type in anything. I went to Monsters.
Yeah, in the search bar, type in Undead Spirit.
Or just undead. Or I'm gonna just send it to you, because fuck.
I don't have it. I have spells, create undead, cleric, channel divinity, turn undead, cleric, destroy undead.
It doesn't matter. All right.
I do not have it. I cannot give it to you. You can put it in the
It's
ghost,
fine.
but
You
in the
have
ghost one,
Uno
sorry.
on your Xbox. It came with your Xbox.
I don't
No
have it.
Xbox.
I don't have an
I'm first-
Xbox either.
You
I have
have
the first
Uno.
Xbox.
I don't
I
have
have the
Uno.
first Xbox.
Why are you even answering? You know they're joking. Let's see what I'm taking. Your split modifier
I have
or
the
D20
oldest
plus 8.
Xbox known to man.
D20 plus 8. It misses.
Yeah, unfortunately it does.
Can you get rid of the other ghosts so that I can actually move? Fuck it.
Is that the one you can move? The one that I left?
I can't. I can move neither of them.
Why? I said you could control it. Oh,
Well,
that's
apparently
still
you're lying.
Ghost? Hold on. I don't know what to tell you, man. Hold on. Copy of Ghost. Edit. Can be edited and controlled by Fractal the Maidenless. Do I need to change the default token? That's stupid.
Yeah.
I guess HP doesn't really matter for it. There. Can you move it now? There.
It missed, so that's the end of his turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sutha.
All right. I'm gonna cast another Word of Radiance. I need both of them to make me con saves.
Alright, 1, 2. 1. Fail. 2. Success.
Okay. So I assume it's left, right.
Yes.
Yeah, 1, 2, I said.
Okay, I had the sheet up. I didn't see it. Okay.
Ah.
All right. So one takes 7. The other.
How do you want to kill off this first one?
All right. Mace and shield in hand. She just raises up her mace. Light emanates from it, disintegrating this fucker. And then bonus action, spiritual weapon on this guy.
Amazing. Go ahead and roll it. Come on, internet. There it is. Ah,
Nope.
misses,
Nope.
unfortunately.
And that'll be it.
All right. Bill.
You say
Can you
Bella?
reposition yourself to make it easier for Cogaz to get advantage when he swings next?
He has advantage right
I
there.
already have it, I think.
Oh, it does?
And
Okay.
Kagaz can also
Yeah.
reposition himself if he wants now, because he won't get an attack of opportunity now that the thing is dead. Yeah, it had 6 hit points left.
I have searched for any way to give
Everyone has
myself
to
any sort of
make-
bonus to my things, and there's nothing I can do. So, I'm just gonna have to try again and hope I'm getting, my 50-50 chance here to build. Other than that, there's nothing else I can do. So here's another Smith's Tools strength. Nope.
You don't damage anything, but you make a little bit of progress.
Bellum is quickly fumbling, trying to pull these rocks up.
The DC for next one because you have a little bit less progress that you have to make overall.
All right. You see he's struggling to put together all the plinths, and he's trying to rush, and he goes too fast and knocks over some of the things he'd had and blows his time.
Alright.
Nothing for bonus action. He will move 5 feet over just because.
Why not?
Yeah.
Alright, it is the lightning elemental's turn. What did I do? That one is incapacitated. That one is dead. This
Has to
one,
make a wisdom save.
is it at the beginning or the end of it? Well, it doesn't matter. It
End.
doesn't get its turn
Well,
either
end,
way.
yeah.
So, wisdom save. That is, it
And
saves, but
it.
it doesn't get to do anything.
That's right.
Like, doesn't matter when I do it. It's still the end of its turn, whether it's now or later. Okay.
After session live, can you just give me three NPC sheets and I'll make them myself?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
This one, having been clocked by Sutha, is gonna make its 2 attacks against Sutha. So first, 27.
Hits.
Oof.
Mhm.
Oof.
Yeah.
And second.
Both hit. So 18,
Alright.
34.
That is its
Alright.
turn. The other one just broke out, so that's all it can do. Ned.
Ned Blackfoot, now that this fight is a little bit more under control with those two, is going to 30 feet this way. That is a 40-foot shot, easy with a short bow.
Easy.
And short bow. I assume 11 misses.
It does, unfortunately.
Okay, I have 2 more daggers. Offhand dagger at the guy that's next to Sutha.
Okay.
And miss.
Do you want
Damn, and there's no fucking.
Is your halfling?
Yeah, halfling. Halfling.
Halfling.
Halfling. There we go.
10.
Use the 18.
Beautiful.
I mean, we'll take the hit.
Yeah.
Fucking 3 6s on a sneak attack. Oh my god.
Well, we know where I pulled the nat 1 out of.
Yeah, we
We'll
know.
look
Alright.
somewhere else.
Yeah, what was traded for it.
Okay, I am down to 1 dagger on me. I need to buy more fucking daggers.
I mean, you threw daggers
Assault
here.
fire with the brace of pistols.
They just kind of went through the thing and clattered down, so you can pick up the
I'll make you
dagger
the
that
nicest
daggers
pair
that
of
you
throwing
threw at
knives
this
after
guy.
this.
Actually, I'm gonna try and find a magic dagger of returning.
Yeah.
There we go.
But for now, the daggers that
Just
you
make
threw at
daggers
this
out of my
creature
corpse to
are
remember
laying
them
where
by.
it was, so you can pick those up.
I'll turn you into a continual flame lantern, Fractal. Don't worry.
Frisbee.
Okay. Kage.
Make a decanter.
Hey,
in this
I
fire.
hope you realize that Ned is trying to save you.
Right now, I'm only realizing that I'm sparking more than than the elemental is. That's all I realize right now.
All right. Shit. Well, I do have advantage, and this thing needs to fucking die.
If that ghost goes down, I'm dead.
Never mind.
And then bargain 22.
Alright, yes. Alright. The twin. So the 19 very much hits. So 26.
That's 53
22
damage
also
total.
very much hits. Very nice.
Reflect damage,
this thing's
please.
looking really rough.
46.
You've gotten it to the same exact health twice.
46, please, for the return.
Hilarious. Ah! See, now unfortunately it has something else as my...
Yeah, you just have to hit up until it gets back to it, or just type it again.
18 total.
Oh, fuck my life.
But that's both of the rebounds.
Fucking ow.
Yeah, after the temp HP, I take 8 fucking damage again.
God bless Sutha.
These bitch ass elementals. Alright.
Bellum's gonna owe all of his party members a hell of a favor after putting him through this.
I'm starting to question whether I should have took that lightning resist, but the thing is,
We're here now. We're here now.
we're here now, and the lightning resist only helps for this fight, and not much in the
Not
future
every single
compared to
one, very
plus
true.
one.
Yeah,
Don't worry, guys. It's only
exactly.
3 turns per check.
Don't
Mhm.
worry, we're only a third of the way through the first one that happened during combat. We
Don't
still have
worry.
Yeah, you come over here and take while I build all these fucking tanks.
Fractal,
I would happily.
What?
check your thing. Is that your turn, Congrats?
Yes.
Alright. Fractal.
Shaking
Not a bad
thing.
idea. Shane, you've given me an idea.
Oh no, wait. Well,
17
that
hits.
comes after. Well, that thing has to go after me, so they'll just ignore that.
Close enough.
Well, fine. Fuck it. I'll do the thing first. Let's see. It takes
if you want to
D8
do it
plus
before your turn or
6.
after your turn, it's fine because it's not skipping anyone in initiative.
Alright, let's see here. D8 plus 6.
yourself.
Yup. Takes 11 necrotic damage, and assuming it is able to be affronted, needs to make a
Yeah,
where
it
is
can be affrighted that it is not immune to affrighted.
make me a wisdom save against my spell save DC.
16?
16.
Success, unfortunately.
It's not a fraud.
But it did
and
take
now
all of the damage. It did take all 11 necrotic damage.
Yay. Alright. Well, now that opens me up for some me to do, because concentration spells are... Where the fuck is my sheet?
Ah,
Oh,
I see.
it's hidden under a disparate.
Yeah, so things going after people, like pets and stuff like that, it usually, like in situations like this, it doesn't matter. But if he were to be under effects that like affect him on his turn
Very true.
and stuff like that, you'd have to go first.
It takes,
well, the first 2 definitely hit.
It takes
so-
4. As Fractal is panicking now, so his mouth opens like a Gatling gun and just starts firing off bolts of green flame in it.
Okay. Nice.
Turn.
Yeah, the 12 unfortunately does miss, but the other 2 solidly hit.
I assumed. That's my turn.
Alright, and the ghostie's turn is done.
Yeah, the ghost got 11 damage on him.
Shutha. This thing is looking pretty rough.
Alright, bonus action, spiritual weapon.
Go ahead.
I know it's a little...
Oh, go ahead. Free. Oh,
I
nice.
can hang a few more minutes. We'll see how long this combat goes, and then I'll let you know when I'll head out.
Yep.
I like to think the ghost is another living cloud of green flame, and they're just Beyblading it up.
Now.
Well, that's a
Yeah.
miss.
Yeah, unfortunately, spiritual weapon does not flank. Regrettably. Spiritual weapon's feeling a little squished. Nah. Alright. An action?
That's what I'm
Ah.
considering. You said this one's looking pretty rough, right?
It's looking pretty rough. One more of Kagaz's good hits could take it out.
There's like a tree branch and stuff up here, right? I could conceivably hook the grappling hook to, the hook shot.
This is, I would say for this...
A ledge, a ledge, a ledge.
Oh, a ledge. So you're at the same level as this. This is down from here. You'd kind of skid across, but it would work. It wouldn't impose any disadvantage or anything.
Yeah, she's gonna try to use it to pull herself over there.
Yeah, go ahead.
So what is the check I have to make? What is it? DC 15, okay. And with the check, you can use just either acrobatics or athletics for the check.
Whichever you choose, yes.
Okay. All right. Hey.
You're fine.
All right, she's gonna pull herself over here to try and get in front of Fractal.
All right, go ahead.
You see Fractal looks
Easy
fucked.
enough.
All right, action, bonus action. Spiritual weapon's still over there, and that's it.
All right. Bellum.
So Sutha's just changed my plan a little bit. So I was going to step over the side and cast a levitate on Fractal, get him up over the edge.
Do the thing.
But then Sutha's stranded.
Do the thing. The other thing. The thing we're trying to do. He's probably going to summon more, man. Do it.
No, because Bell would not stand by as you're about to die, even if it was to save his grove.
I'm just a robot. Don't worry about it.
You are his friend, and he's casting levitate on you unless you resist.
Something that is dead cannot be killed.
Do you resist him casting levitate on you?
D20. He unfortunately does. He is pissed off.
Okay, you're gonna have to make me a save then. Constitution saving throw.
I'm not ready to go, Mrs. Wagglebottom. Alright, whee!
You fail. You are lifted.
Beata Maria!
You rise 15 feet up so that you are, like, you can reach forward and put your feet on the ground. You are moved to, like, the ledge. As gravity shifts.
Bye, Sutha.
Bellum's fist pulls you up. And plants
Wait,
you. Still have...
doesn't levitate just, like, put me in, like, zero-G mode?
Depends on the DM interpretation.
You can change the target's altitude by either by up to 20 feet in either direction on your turn. If you are the target, you can move up or down as part of your turn. Otherwise, you can use your action to move the target, which must remain within the spell's range. When the spell ends, the target floats gently to the ground if it is still aloft.
So he moved a 16-foot diagonal up over the ledge.
Yeah.
Let's open the door 1 second.
You are now out of most of the danger, at least. I'm sorry if that wasn't what you were going for, Sutha. I just had to get him out of the corner. And that'll be Bellum's turn.
Alright. It is the lightning elemental's turn.
Still...
The lightning elemental doesn't like the ghost, and is going to take 2 attacks against the ghost. So 1. Does a 25 hit?
No,
it doesn't
it
have
has an
advantage
AC
on this one, so...
It has an AC of 26. Get that.
It could. I don't fucking know. I don't have the stats for it.
If you
I sent it to you.
14
looking at
damage.
Okay. Is it still up?
It's still up.
Yay! Second one against it. 10.
Misses.
Good. This thing is not made of metal, so it does not have advantage. That is that one's turn. This one is going to go after Kagaz. Because you have been wailing on its shit now. So here's 1.
Yep.
And here's 2.
Nope.
Nice. Alright, that is their turn. Nayed.
Ned, seeing Sutha run over there, is gonna look back towards Kagaz and go, fuck, 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 why am I doing this? He's gonna launch one last arrow at the one that's on... Which one looks worse?
This one.
Kagaz?
Far.
Yeah. Arrow at Kagaz's.
Okay.
No, the one that's been 1v1ing a wizard is fine.
Oh.
He's gonna run over, look at his one dagger. He is going to run over here and shank it in his back.
Mm-hmm. How do you want to do
Yeah.
this?
Yare yare.
Is there anything to do? It's like a puff of lightning.
It had 1 hit point. How do you want to do it?
Just as he shanks it in the back, it electrifies him and he throws the dagger down as it's electrifying him, and it gets grounded into the ground through the dagger.
Nice.
Yep. I'll allow it. You rolled a nat 20.
And he's gonna scream, "Ow, fuck."
Also, it does technically have something called diffusion, so there is that too.
Roll my 2d6, otherwise I'm only taking 6 damage.
No, that's fine. 6. I'll use that as part of the grounding because it does have that. So I'll say with you using the grounding specifically.
Okay, so I take 6 damage.
Yeah.
I have 5 temp hit point left.
Take 1 damage.
And he yells out to Sutha, "Sutha, I love you, marry me."
Hey! Don't be jumping on that! Get in line!
I asked first, fuck you.
Bellum is screaming, Fractal is dying! Can we...
You have some admirers.
Oh my god.
Alright.
Sparks and
Wonderful
fire
turn,
coming out of
Ned.
the wizard.
Kagaz, 1 remains. It looks pretty strong.
How do I deal with this one?
Agreed.
Or do I go
Inspiration
fix up
for
that stick?
Inspiration, both of you, for that.
If only we had some sort of card.
Oh shit, I have inspiration already.
I don't feel like doing
inspiration.
it.
Val,
I don't
it's your
want to
choice.
take something somebody else made and use it in my setting like that.
I have
Hyrule
no.
can't relate.
I have no.
Hyrule
I have
cannot
no-
relate.
I cannot. I cannot relate the hardest against that.
Oh, I know. That's okay.
I'm a
It's your
filthy
setting.
raccoon.
You do what you
Oh,
want.
call out.
I'm a sloth.
Look at me trying to decide if I'm gonna kill something or not! Get the hell over here!
If you'd like to purchase
Ugh.
Fractal Plus
What's the inspiration do for me again?
advantage.
Advantage.
Advantage,
Advantage.
but you can do it after the roll.
Very true.
All right. What? That's good.
18. Beautiful.
And then another one.
Did you want to put your giant smite on that?
Yeah, I was gonna see if that next one would hit. So 6. Alright, 22 damage on the first hit. And I get reflect damage. And advantage wouldn't do shit for me, so.
Yeah, not on that second one, unfortunately. 13.
Oh, yo, it's 2. It was 4 because I
You
hit it
only-
twice.
You only hit it once.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I'll
So
reroll
8
it.
damage.
8
8.
fucking
Yeah,
damage!
just the first two.
God damn it!
No. Take 6. I'll just have it. Take 6. I'll have it
It's
since having it
in
is.
my-
You are too nice of a DM. You
I
realize
feel
that, right?
bad. I
Hey,
went too far on
it
this.
evens out that I've been killing myself on these fucking things
Also-
because of the reflect.
If you want to
Okay,
take
you're
8,
technically in
take 8.
Sutha's fucking aura. Get your temp hit points.
Yes.
Yeah, you are
in
technically
Sutha's
it,
aura.
yeah.
You're big. Get it. You're in it. Take
Praise
it.
be, he's a square.
Take the hit
Praise
points.
be fucking
And you
Sutha.
get 10 temp HP.
Slorp.
Sweet
Get some
mercy.
zip. Is that your turn?
Yes.
Wonderful. Fractal.
Fractal kind of pretty much uses Sutha to climb up and stand.
Okay.
And he's kind of just leaning back and forth, and he's going to use your shoulder as an aiming point as his hand turns into an actual just Samus gun. Fuck this. .exe is activated. Let's see. Magic missile at 2nd level.
Go
Do it.
right ahead. That's
How?
4?
Let's see here. 4. So 4 times.
16.
Do I just Yeah, it's 16. As 4 arcane green arcane bolts, shaped like little skulls, come screaming into its cloud. That's force damage, if that means anything. As they just plow through it, leaving sizable holes.
It means exactly
now-
what it means.
And
It cut out
be-
for a sec. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, and that being said, the ghost, as my turn ends, the ghost is pretty much going to grab a hold of the cloud and just breathe ethereal fire into it, and let's see if that does anything.
Go ahead.
20
my.
is 8.
Not
Natural 20.
Oh, natural 20!
As its maw opens wide and just breathes ethereal green fire into its core. Let's see,
Right
it's gotta roll. Fuck. D8, 2d8 plus 6. Yes. Clark. 17
nice.
necrotic damage into its core.
It's looking. It's starting to look. It's starting to look rough. It's under half HP now.
Pretty much what if y'all saw Godzilla, it's pretty much when you tear open its maw and just blast through it like Mecha Godzilla.
Nice.
Mecha Godzilla, amazing.
Yeah, we go. Here we go.
Such turn.
That's my turn.
It was a lovely turn. Shutha.
Zertha, I'm sorry, I said it cut out. You said you were putting his arm on over her shoulder as like to aim. I cut out.
Pretty
there for a
much,
second.
he clawed up the back of your armor and then used you as like a stabilizing point for his gun arm.
Nice, love it.
Okay,
Love it.
I won't say anything.
Yeah, aren't you up on the ledge?
Yeah, I was gonna say you're 15 feet above
Oh.
her on the ledge. If you were
Yeah.
correct.
Oh, right.
I just
right.
figured he was kind of like leaning down, going, "All right, sniper."
He sees a
pose."
vision of Sutha. I against a rock. He's leaning into.
Up against the pillar we just built. I
Yeah,
love you,
I did.
Sutha. Clinging for
No.
dear life.
You're a fantastic servant slave thing. And then bang, bang, bang.
I forget how far can a thing move? Spiritual weapon move 30 feet.
30?
Yeah, I
30
believe
feet.
so.
Think so.
It's 30 feet. I can
30
guarantee
feet.
it.
All right. 30 feet. Just move it as far as it can. It won't get far, but it'll move. Whistle while you work. All right, he's there. At least he's away from it.
Hold on. This is completely unrelated to D, and sorry, but just noticing this kills me a little on the inside. If I do one of the exercises of the day, I get credit for the whole day. And I've been doing all of them and suffering. Fuck
Yeah.
my life!
Ooh.
Yes, buddy.
Damn.
Buddy,
Ah!
I wish I could give you a hug right now, but damn.
Does this warn a yard?
I wish your fiance was there to give you a hug.
Me too, dog. Me too.
I wish I was there
continue
so
to-
I could point and laugh.
All right.
Okay, so the next time you're in class, just give a yart and it'll make you feel better.
There you go.
I get escorted out of the class.
Off the campus. Immediate expulsion.
All
Just-
right, move. Fuck.
Jesus, my lab group won't stop sending single message or single word fucking messages. I keep fucking...
All right, roll 20. Anytime would be nice now. All right.
Oh, roll 20.
Every time, I swear to God. All right. That one's technically 10 feet away. I need another con save.
Con save. Fail.
Yeah, you gotta be, I think it's 15.
Did you give Fractal his temp hit points?
Fractal, roll a d6.
Oh, roll the sucks because I'm on a fractal.
Nice.
Five.
Oh no, he's stuck in Nurgle setting. Or
You get 10
sorry,
temp hit
Murloc
points.
setting. Very different.
I swear to God, my internet. All right, word of radiance.
There it is.
So take-
6.
I feel your pain, brother.
All right, that one's coming along. She can do something with her thing. She's gonna cast Sanctuary on Bellum.
Nice.
is that-
That was me. Don't worry.
Okay. Are you sure you don't want to do that on Fractal? I have an impenetrable box around me, remember?
It's true.
The DM was the DM was laughing, so who knows how long that'll last.
Good question. Okay. I just wanted to throw it
He
back
was
at. Okay.
laughing when he said it's the tank's dream. Anyone notice the one thing Bellum hasn't done this fight?
Tank at all.
I'll
Fine,
tell you
because
above board.
Commander's
That's why I was laughing. I was like, okay, it's the
I know,
tank's
I
dream.
know.
They're not gonna attack you at all.
fine.
I didn't want you to burn a spell slot because it's effectively what I got going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I did plan on shooting an attack here in the next turn to help kill this thing.
Pain.
Yeah, she'll cast Sanctuary on Fractal because Connor knows what to do. That'll be it.
All right, there we go.
Brock just laying there, just in a
Vellum.
pile of himself.
Yes, DM?
What would you like to do?
I am looking at these stones, and Bellum has to make a choice. Is he going to try and finish this, or help people who are being beaten up? And he concludes that because he needed Kagaz's help before, his best bet is to blast one of these, and then hopefully we get a brief remission between combats where we can reconvene.
Entirely possible.
And so he's going to cast Magic Missile
Go ahead.
at the creature at first level.
So
I don't know why there's thunder damage on it. Oh, because it's
12 force damage.
Yes.
Very nice. I was gonna say, I'm like, the thunder damage doesn't do shit, but the force damage does.
Yeah, no, I saw my booming blade damage on. Whoops. Yeah, you said you cast it on Fractal, Sutha. Oh,
No, I changed my mind. I didn't cast it.
Oh, I thought you were saying that I just blew it. I was like, no, you put it off me. It's supposed to
No,
feel so bad.
I didn't cast it. Nope.
Okay. That's action. I don't really have a good bonus action, and if I move in, I'm going to start blocking people in with the shield, so I'm gonna have to stay put.
Alright. It is Lightning Elemental's turn. Let's see. So many targets.
I did just crit it.
You did just crit it, and it doesn't like the ghosty thing that just crit it. So touch. 14?
Miss. Wait. Yeah, that hits. That hits. It's still up.
Touch. Miss.
It misses.
Very good. That's its turn. Ned. This thing is it's starting to get pretty rough.
Ned's gonna run through there, and while he's going, pick up his 3 daggers.
You
So he's
have
got
your
his 4
3
daggers back.
There you go.
And short bow.
That hits. 14.
14 damage.
Nice.
And I don't think I'm close enough to throw a dagger. Yeah, not close enough to throw a dagger. So
Yeah.
that's my turn.
All right. Kagaz.
Damn these things in air lightning!
I don't know what you're talking about. I feel fine.
Do you want to put Giant Smite on it?
Maybe?
Please put Giant Smite.
Oh man, bro, it's looking so rough. It's looking so rough, dude.
Off chance that I get 2 terrible rolls with the -3, and it's looking rough, so no Great Weapon Master on this one.
Kagaz, how do you want to do this?
Fuck yeah.
Right? As the axe comes down on it, and it starts dissipating into the axe to zap him, he's gonna grab the end of the axe, like the direct end, not the blade end, the butt end, and then he's just gonna raise his fist up in the air and slam it on the ground to redirect all the lightning.
Nice.
Basically, like dispersing the creature. I still take all that damage.
Okay.
So 46, please.
Yeah. $16.
All right.
And with that,
I sure hope those are. Holy crap! I have fucking 15 health left, and none of that damage was on me directly.
How long did your temp HP last through that?
Until I think it just lasts for the day. It doesn't last like a minute or anything, just until it's used up like regular temp HP. It doesn't give a time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I checked that too to make sure it wasn't like per turn kind of thing.
Yeah, regular
Yeah,
long
you just
rest
can't
type of thing.
stack temp HP is the
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah.
Every
Well,
time it's
I
full,
killed
yeah.
that thing, so let's see. Sutha, roll your temp HP to see if it's better than my blood axe.
Exactly the same.
The same. Nice.
Yeah, and I assume that's where we're putting a pin in and picking up at this moment next week.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Awesome
Oh,
game. Thank you
jeez.
very much. That was amazing.
Fucking reflector, damn it! Oh my god,
That's how you deal with
that's how you,
fucking...
yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
it is.
man.
Saves and reflect on martial characters that just be wailing like me. Yeah.
Yeah, like us, buddy. Martial characters.
I just realized your
You were
fucking
just
name, Pyro.
unlucky that the tank decided to put up the
You
impassable
just
shield
saw
next
that,
to
Norton.
you.
Saw that.
Yes, I just saw that.
Wait, just saw what?
Pyro's
Fractal
name
the
in-
Maidenless.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I commented on at the beginning of the session.
I saw it, just didn't say anything, and I shook my head.
All right, so Bellum, you see this come walking towards you. Gunk.
Wonderful game. I'm excited to see what happens next time.